Hello. Hello. Today is PGR. PGR time. And this time we're gonna continue with the main story. Fake Ascension. Which is going to be an interesting experience. Because it has like multiple different parts to it. Yeah, there's Eden Fallen, Deserted Tide, Shadow Companion, Dark Reflections, and then there's Explore mode. Which... not sure what this one's all about, actually. Let me get this a quick read. From across the server. Ooh, I see. Interesting. Huh. You know, I think for Explore mode, I'll just... yeah, I think for Explore mode, I just do it, like off stream. Since I want to mainly focus on story during a stream. Oops. Alright. Fake Ascension. And then when I'm done with chapter 13... whoops, I didn't mean to go guild. Let me see. It's okay. It says I have 100% on Echo Aria, but the thing is, I don't remember a whole lot of stuff from Echo Aria, I'm gonna be honest. So I feel like I might replay it. Or actually, no. I'll probably just read through it in my own time. On my own time. So I guess I'd go straight for this one. Oh, actually, no, not straight for that. I'd have to do something else. Event records. And then there's these arcade animals. There's a lot of stuff. And of course there's interludes as well. So I still haven't done... oh, I still haven't done the Chu interlude and Chongyu interludes. In any case, we're just going to do chapter 13. Some more reading to go through. I got water ready. I also, just to be a bit extra, I also have like a cup of tea with me too. Hot tea. Lemon ginger with some honey. Because that normally does help with like sore throats and stuff, so maybe when my throat starts to feel a bit whack, I'll start drinking the tea. Alright, Eden Fallen. Decision Altitude. This is gonna be... Underground Cavern. Main story Babylonia. What does that mean? It's gonna be a long one. Alright, let's just go straight into it. Region progress? Oh. Okay. Decision altitude. Gravity engines operating at 22.7%. Babylonia is falling. What the previous chapter was Kowloon Metropolis, right? It was the whole deal with... yeah, it was the whole deal with Chu, the Ascendants taking Kwashu, Lucia going through her thing as well. Lucia going to lose her memories and whatnot. Okay. Or is this... Fake Ascension. Eden Fallen. The situation remains urgent. After confirming that there is no abnormality with this last section here, immediately proceed to the next area. Your surroundings begin to distort immediately after departing the redundant block. Asimov's voice from the comms echoes inside your head. Ms. Benny, do you copy? I know matrix immersions would create sensual distortions, but there is no time to waste. Commandant? What's wrong? Sensual distort. Stabilize the connection. There's stuttering. The surroundings become gray and fuzzy as you lose control of your body. In this strange and frightening experience, even the voices from your team members around you become distant. A few hours ago. Aboard Babylonia's deep space colonial ship, the last Eden of humankind. After finishing their work, the crews walk around the crowded cafes and bars located in the leisure module. A transport craft carrying task force members and support mechanoids leave the port for the surface, while another with minerals and roughly processed industrial goods returns from the conservation area on the ground. In the distance, members of the logistics team stand at attention to make way for the passing teacher and children. The teacher salutes the logistics team after the children have gone through. Thank you for your service. The logistics leader salutes in return. Thank you for everyone for your support. The logistics officers and children go their separate ways and proceed to their destinations. Eden 32M's module, Dominic Memorial Park. Alright children, we've arrived at Dominic Memorial Park on the top level of the core axis. For information on Dominic's achievements, please turn to Part B of Chapter 2 in your digital guides. Okay. As we all know, the New Earth Almanac was issued in the year 2130 of the New Earth calendar. The children listened carefully to the tour guide's explanation, occasionally gasping in awe. Did you hear the news? Is the leadership having a emergency meeting today? It's just another regular meeting. The president's not even there. And quit talking with your mouth full and finish your breakfast, will ya? Gulp. I heard the engineering force had an urgent assembly this morning. Think everything's alright? We got the parliament and Gestalt in the sky and the task force on the ground. What's there to worry about? It's just to mind our own business. Guess you're right. Yes, you're right. Only 6 minutes left. Hope we can make it. I'll do the censored stuff with a fart noise. Don't come crying to me looking for meds if you get heartburns from eating on the road. Slightly flustered, the workers exit the stairwell and hurry toward Parliament. Give me a second. Okay. What's the schedule for today? The briefing will begin soon. Please proceed to briefing room 302B. Today's routine HUMIT, humid, intel summary, priority, intermediate. Understood? Go over there and fill out the report. Suddenly, an untimely alarm disrupts the peaceful moment. Uh-oh. What's happening? All passengers in the Eden 16B module, please evacuate this module within 10 minutes. Emergency thermal ventilation through 16B C1 and C2 dispersal systems will be initiated. This is not a drill. Repeat, this is not a drill. Please leave the premises immediately. Follow orders from the military constructs and take refuge. Refuge? Wait. Seeing the researcher not reacting immediately, the two soldiers grab the researcher and move without so much as an explanation. Sorry, please cooperate. We have no time to waste. No, I'm waiting for someone here. You can rest assured that no one's coming here now. Hey, you... What's going on? Look, the signs and banners. They're all red. I've never seen this before. My dad told me that if you see them turn red, something bad is about to happen. Please leave the premises immediately. Follow orders from the military constructs and take refuge. What? There's no time. We must proceed to the shelter. Of course. Soldiers line up to escort the children and the tour guide to the nearby shelter. The bridge area is already in chaos 5 minutes after the alarm. Almost all terminals are flashing warnings in red. Up above, the altitude indicator continues to plummet. Warning. Power reducing in fusion units 1 to 16. Warning. Orbital height fluctuation minus 479 meters. Warning. Orbital height fluctuation minus 523 meters. Warning. Orbital height fluctuation minus 599 meters. Hey, controller, our altitude is dropping. What the hell is going on? Hold on, I'm checking. Damn it, all the query requests sent to Gestalt have timed out. I'm on it. Transfer virtual jumper. Connection rejected. It's never happened before. Right. Is Chief Technician Asimov here? Asimov was just called into a meeting. In that case, I'll inform the engineering force, the support force, and personnel on duty in the engine room first. Then I'll find someone to go to the conference room. Now's not the time to worry about interrupting a meeting. But then, the controller notices a warning flashing on the nearby terminal, requesting immediate attention. The operator that should have been attending to it, however, is missing. Damn it. All hell's broken loose. Was he called to handle some other issue? The controller tries to operate the other terminal himself, but a more urgent situation suddenly appears on his own. All he can do is operate the one in front of him and shout, "I need a hand here." Here, give me access. Lee quickly walks to the terminal and presses a button to activate it, expanding the interface. Gravity engines operating at 22.7%. Babylonia is falling. You have to deploy the engineering and support forces to all energy sectors immediately. Where's Celica? Miss Celica and President Hassan are in the conference room. Why are you here? The controller looks at Lee. Behind him stands Lucia, Liv, and... Commandant and Zubeni, you and the Grey Ribbon should be... We've just finished our mission and returned. We wanted to report to Miss Celica and President Hassan on the bridge first, but... Are you Zubeni and the Grey Ravens? Yes. Come with me. President Hassan wants to see you. But save it for later. You got it. Now let's go. Remember to contact the engineering force and the support force like I told you. Of course. What's wrong with the engines? Why have they all stalled? And gravity engines operating at 19.6% were still falling. I was going to ask you. We've fallen almost 1,000 meters while we talk. Forget it. We'd be fine as long as the power's restored, but the exhaust valve terminal keeps returning error messages. Bridget, tell your people to turn off the automatic controls of all the exhaust valves. If more than 5% of them are still blocked by the safety regulations, we're dead meat. What do you think I'm doing? Team 4 and Team 8, are you in position? Boss, the secondary unit said that the R3 pipeline is also busted. Damn it. If this keeps up, there's only one outcome. What do you mean? We can't restore the engines. We'll crash into the ground. Babylonia will be blown to pieces long before we hit the ground. The enemy has some goddamn railguns or anti-aircraft guns pointing at us once we're close enough. Hurry up with the exhaust system restoration or the core and the injector will be gone. The staff from C1 and C2 dispersal systems have evacuated, initiating exhaust ventilation. But what? Module's air conditioning system hasn't been switched to circulation mode, so the exhaust isn't ventilating. Got it. I'll take care of it myself. Really? But the exhaust outside is too hot. I'm a construct. I'll be fine. Just disassemble me, hang me up, clean my parts if things go south. Preparation room. Why are we brought here? What's going on? Is something going wrong with the mission? Even so, it would have been discussed during the mission review. Not to mention, we've received notification that Babylonia is falling. It doesn't appear to be a drill. Babylonia is falling and we're told to sit here and wait? It's an order from President Hassan. I'm sure he has his reasons. Alright, let's wait then. Earlier. With no chair in his cabin, Hassan sat upright on his bed. Having lived a modest life for so many years, Hassan remained remarkably stalwart, even as the president. He would wake up, shower, and go back and forth between his chamber and the bridge. With his minimalist lifestyle, no one cared if he were to leave his door open. Not even rats would visit such a plain chamber. But this time, having just woken up, he had no intention to head to the bridge immediately. That nightmare again. How many times has it been? First, it was the downtown tyrant, then the city at 104, then... I'm getting old. My memory isn't quite like what it used to be. I can't remember much of anything anymore. Paz, Jaskier, Ledger, Ray, David, Wu, Aoki, all of the people that I've met along the way. Are they all just faceless names now? Hassan quietly reached for his left eye and touched the eye patch made of cloth and metal. The doctors warned him not to open it except during routine checkups at the infirmary. Yet he still reached for it, knowing that only a hole remained. And when his finger touched the cloth, he felt a sharp twinge of pain, something he wanted to feel right now. Phantom pain surrounded the empty eye socket, gradually spreading down his neck to the other wounds on his body. Every wound the pain flowed through seemed to awaken something in his memories, something that would otherwise fade away with age. President? It's time. Everyone's waiting for you. I'll be there momentarily. If the Grey Ravens return, have them wait in the preparation room. The Babylonian conference room was bustling with a crowd of people. As the automatic doors opened, Hassan and Silica entered the conference room one after another, and the commotion of the crowd subsided in an instant. Everyone had their eyes on Hassan, including Asimov and Nicholas sitting off to the side. Hassan took his seat under their gazes. Silica, let's begin. Yes, President. Everyone, this is the situation we are facing now. Silica said as she opened a series of high-definition remote sensory imagery on the holoscreen. The first area to bear the brunt of the attack was the northern seaside, which has just begun to thaw. On the coastal line, the destroyed ports and beyond show signs of damage, but the settlements are largely intact. Prior to that, we experienced a wide range of data interference and jamming around New Murmansk. The jamming method was very similar to what we experienced at Venus Splash Park. We speculated that it was the work of an Ascendant, which was later confirmed by Team Ouroboros. Soon after that, the Force Guard in New Sophiasburg and the Forsaken station nearby began to mobilize towards New Murmansk. But subsequent surveillance records from Team Scarab and Team Caribou showed that both the Force Guard and the Forsaken were impeded about 30 kilometers outside of New Murmansk. Correct. They were stopped for 3 hours until the Ascendants retreated, letting the Force Guard and Forsaken pass. We are still investigating the motive behind the Ascendants. As for reports on casualties, I know the data might seem ludicrous, but please believe the first-hand reports from our support force. The old Nefheim Institute sustained heavy damage, so almost all reports overestimate the casualty counts. But after over 2 weeks of search and rescue, we have found that the casualty is far below previous estimates. What was that? Were they pitying us? What do you mean? Maybe it's just some people are just unreasonable. Whatever the reason, I'll take it as a sign of luck. President. I believe you're here just to observe and offer consultation. That's fine, Asimov. Say what it is, what you have to say. This is more of a threat than it is luck. Based on the series of occurrences at New Murmansk, I believe the Ascendants have shown significant strength, and the restraint to match it. Unlike conventional artillery, they were capable of precision attacks. Otherwise, at least half of the people in New Murmansk have died. Whether it was a demonstration of strength or simply because there were there were hints of humanity within them, I couldn't care less. What I care about the most is how will we view this threat? Tifa, Metropolis, New Murmansk. After what happened in Metropolis, it is highly likely that they have control over Washu. President, they aren't just a few dozen disorganized soldiers using rusty rifles and lies to catch us off guard. They've already become a highly organized threat with targeted hostility towards Babylonia. Therefore, my suggestion as a consultant is to fully disclose information on the Ascendants and mobilize all of Babylonia, not just the task force, to deal with them. I agree. I've always advocated taking the initiative with a full-scale attack. Enlist everyone into combat roles and push the Ascendants into our firing range through saturation attacks. You're calling for the complete military mobilization of Babylonia. I cannot agree to this. And that's one of the reasons why we haven't made any progress, isn't it? As said, I mean it this time. Now is the time to decide. If there were nothing worth saving on the surface, when we finally decide to launch a full-scale attack, it would be too late. An awkward and perilous silence hung over the conference room. Selga looked at Asimov, who shrugged helplessly. Everyone present could do nothing but look at Hassan and Nicola expectantly. Right at that moment, the unceasing buzzing of the alarm disrupted their confrontation. What's going on? It's an emergency. Mr. Asimov, come with me. Everyone else, please proceed to the shelter on 37C immediately. Hold it, what's going on? The engine group has issued an alert throughout the entire ship. Power's decreasing and Babylonia is entering a free fall. What? How about the engineering and support forces? We're already at the scene. They can't be certain that they can fix it. I'll be right there. Take everyone else to the shelter. No, I'm coming with you. I can't guarantee your safety. You'll be in trouble if there's a button that says highest clearance only, but no one with the clearance there to press it. Alright, if you insist. The President and the Chief Technician are here. President Hassan, what are you doing here? We don't have time for that. What's the situation? Our power has dropped to critical. Now it's impossible to maintain orbital altitude. Yeah, but the problem is, it's not an issue with the hardware. What do you mean? All the gravity engines are stalling. It seems that something is sending them a constant stream of forced shutdown commands. What? Even if you ignore this command, it initiates a countdown sequence which overrides the normal ignition command. Hence the stalling. As for the source, they have to be direct commands from the head of the program, which is set with the highest priority to circumvent any interference from the fault-tolerant system. Call me crazy, but I think there's something wrong with Gestalt. How is that possible? We can figure that out later. Karenina, how sure are you? About 60%. Regardless, there isn't an issue with the hardware. At this time, Hassan's portal terminal suddenly rang. He opened the terminal before looking up at Asimov. Karenina and Asimov, come with me, and ask someone to bring the Grey Ravens to the conference room. Looks like we'll have to put the discussion we planned with them on hold and solve the issue at hand. Bridget, take some men to try and restore the thrust. Buy us as much time as you can. After anxiously waiting, you are called to the conference room. What's going on? I'm sorry. Unfortunately, we don't have time to have our discussion as originally planned. We have to concentrate on dealing with the current crisis. Asimov? Let me see. Well, this is not what I was expecting, so pardon me while I try to figure out how to phrase it. Alright, well, as you can see, the ship is at 10% power, and reports show 4 groups of gravity engines being taken over and locked in to propel in the opposite direction at maximum capacity, causing a rapid descent. While we speak, Babylonia is plummeting towards the ground at an increasing speed. The cause of this crisis is unknown. I speculate that it was from an update made to Gestalt, but I have just discovered a vulnerability in the program. I'm sure you understand the seriousness of such ramifications. I know you have many questions, but there's no time for details, so consider the following in order. To identify and solve this problem, I need you to carry out an emergency operation. We will use the Tactical Environment Simulation Interface, Spear of FOS, from the Military Academy as assistance. As a tactical environment simulation system, it will translate the data in front of you into comprehensible intel and provide tactical evaluations and suggestions. If the situation allows you to connect directly with Babylonia, it can also provide additional functions, but that depends on what happens on the scene. However, you will only need to use the graphical interface inside Gestalt for now. We'll talk about the rest later. The way this works, Grey Raven, is that you will infiltrate Gestalt. In short, I will export your minds and your commandant's consciousness as virtual programs and upload them into the Gestalt, where you will uncover the issue and resolve it. Alright, understood. Of course, a veteran of your caliber can easily understand the situation at hand when I have yet to grasp what is happening. With that, Asimov pushes you into the immersion frame behind you. As the door closes, the ear-piercing alarm, the cries from the residents, all noise comes to an abrupt halt as you descend into darkness. Immediately, a ray of light lights up below your feet and scans your entire body. Commandant. 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 The darkness in front of you gradually disperses, and the voices around you return. Are you okay, Commandant? Lucia, quit shaking the Commandant. Asimov has stabilized the link again. Ugh, I never knew how hard it is to stabilize a link to human consciousness. How long was I out? Not long. Not even long enough for you to complete the immersion process. Question mark? We're just using an unnoticeably small amount of bandwidth to test the adaptability of the Spear of FOS with Gestalt. Wait, in other words, we may encounter danger even during the immersion process? Of course, the anti-interference protocols are everywhere. I'm fine. Commandant. Really? You're back on your feet in no time. Looks like I really can depend on you with such an important mission. Of course. Ooh. Familiar sight. Virtual space looks completely normal, but there is something hidden underneath. Oh, cool. Yeah, we'll play with Lemia. Something's off. After completing the immersion process and removing the obstructive data wall, the four of you arrive at Parliament Square in the virtual space. Have you not remembered being pushed into the frame? You would have felt as if you were teleported to Parliament Square directly from the bridge. But for some reason, something does not feel the same. What's wrong? What's that? It looks like some things have formed a wall. Strange. I can't use my sensor to detect what the wall is made out of. It's data. It's a flowing wall of white noise-like data. You can understand it as a wall formed from the data stream. It's one of the anti-interference protocols. It looks like it really has been infiltrated. I'm afraid so. We can only find a way to close or go through it once the immersion process is complete. And how do we do that? Like I just said, we have to find a way. A few days ago. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, excuse me. Young man with blonde hair stood before the doorway to the conference room. Seeing that the door was ajar, he softly took a breath, then knocked on the door. Come in. Commander Nicola, is there something... Oh, President Hassan. Seems like you've been quite busy recently. I haven't had a chance to speak with you. Have a seat. Hassan refrained from responding to Murray. Instead, he motioned Murray to take a seat on the other side of the table. Murray sat opposite to Hassan with a cup of coffee placed in front of him. Murray looked at Hassan through the steam coming from the coffee, then blinked awkwardly. There's no need to be nervous. Celica brewed the coffee yourself. Hearing this, Murray smiled and took a sip of the coffee. Thank you. Tastes good. Standing off to the side, Nicola put down his now empty cup and turned on the holoscreen. I told you, Hassan. He's fine. Let's get down to business. Following Nicola's gesture, Murray shifted his gaze to the content on the holoscreen. This is the report I submitted to you. Is President Hassan here with you because there's an issue with it? Not with the information itself. What concerns me is how you got it. Holding the coffee cup, Murray came to a halt and stayed silent. Still not willing to tell us how you got your hands on this information? Well, I'd like to live a little longer. Murray answered softly with a slightly apologetic tone. However, Hassan understood that the young man would not come clean. In that case, why don't you transfer back? It would be better for someone in your condition. Thank you for your concern, Mr. President, but I'm happy with my current job. I'm not considering a transfer right now. My intelligence work is just a way for me to accumulate combat experience. For all my physical condition, it doesn't allow me to become a commandant with boots on the ground. In some ways, I'm happy with the work you produce, and I don't intend to transfer you elsewhere. You're also the only person besides the Grey Raven Commandant who passes the test currently. So you should understand that, even if the source of your intel violates our rules, we won't sentence you to death for this. Murray looked down at his reflection in the coffee, obscuring his expression from the two men sitting opposite of him. Quickly raised his head again, then the corners of his mouth curled into a gentle, peculiar smile. Sir, I was given a mission, and I completed it. That's all. Just as I won't ask you how you will use this information, you won't have to inquire the details on how I obtained the information. You wouldn't have the authority to ask. You're right. We know that what you're doing, at least in terms of results, are still for the benefit of Babylonia. We seek a common goal. However, Murray, no matter how many moves you can make behind the scenes, don't you think they can remain hidden forever? I think you can gauge where the lines are, at least for the time being. Thank you both. Thank you to both of you for your trust. You've worked under me for quite some time, but I must admit, I still haven't had you figured out. Nicola took out a black folder with a briefcase under the table and pushed it across to Murray. If you're unwilling to divulge the source of your intel, the least you can do is be of use. What do you want me to do? As always, what you do best. Murray immediately noticed the logo on the file. He let out an apparent smile and looked up at Nicola. I'm not your only bet in this game, am I? Just make sure you get the job done. We just want to see results that benefit Babylonia. That's all. You can put down your cup of coffee now. You don't have to keep holding it if it isn't to your liking. After that, Hassan and Nicola stood up and left the conference room, leaving Murray with his coffee, unsure whether or not to drink it. After quite some time, he finally took a deep breath and smiled bitterly, as if being relieved of a heavy burden. That wasn't very pleasant at all. Interesting. Oh, excuse me. Ugh. If I had Lucia Plume. Wait, what's this? Damn it, it's a defensive data tide. We're gonna play Frogger? No matter what went through, we'll have to go through this if we want to find it. Uh-oh. Oh. Whew. Nope. Damn it. You know what? It is what it is. Nice. Okay, let's do this properly. Ooh, easy. Okay. Whew, it's finally gone. The signal trails back to the main elevator. We'll have to go back and keep searching. fast. So, this is virtual space. It's different from both reality and virtual reality. How astonishing. What's the matter, Lucia? We went through the emergent process only to find ourselves somewhere like Babylonia. The sense of discrepancy is exhilarating. I know what you mean. Why does the spirit of FOS turn the virtual space into Babylonia? The visual translation from the spirit of FOS references the cognitive data of the individual, which means you are the ones who think Babylonia is the closest visual approximation of Gestalt. Based on the nature of the mission, Lee's computing power should be plenty advantageous here. In short, this mission will rely on Lee's computing power to provide the Commandant with accurate references necessary for decision making. This issue isn't something that can be solved by an antivirus program. You need to locate the intrusion point. If we can't fix Gestalt's internal problems, we won't be able to do anything externally. Your mission is to keep Babylonia afloat. Understood. Everything is going according to plan. We have control over most of Gestalt's operation modules, and we have completely blocked its ability to control Babylonia's power. Babylonia will crash land in 17 hours as estimated. Not too shabby. Once Babylonia crashes into the ground, it will be no different from an ordinary settlement to us. Should we get moving, Miss Luna? Do I need to explain to you what you have to do? I see. Well, I'll get going. I'll gather the corrupted. Sister? Got it. I'll wait at the potential crash site. Good. Do so. Gabriel, you'll block their signals then. Understood. Get going. Tone signatures different from previous records have been detected, and the speech patterns are Gabriel and Roland. What are you trying to say? I am only informing you. That's none of your business. I see. In that case, I will continue the infiltration program. Synchronize everyone's comms with the predicted crash site. Understood. Sister. Yes? What is it? Be careful. I will. Why are you telling me this? I just wanted to, that's all. We're only 20%. Unexpected bolt. You encounter unexpected events, both friendly and hostile, both commanded and improvised. Huashu, how's the infiltration coming along? The area under my control has decreased 12.7%, and Babylonia has regained power by 6.1% compared to an hour ago. Babylonia is still in free fall. What changed? It appears that a task force has entered Gestalt's virtual space in an attempt to resist my infiltration. Everything is still under my control. Do you have any anti-interference programs? Multiple disguised sub-terminals have been released. They will create massive disruptions before Babylonia's forces realize what is happening. That's good. Your hesitation suggests a concern for my tactical capability. Please state any alternative that can be implemented. That's not what I meant. Do what you must. As usual, Huashu does not respond. Luna enters a meditative state. She recalls the expression on Chu's face during the battle in Kowloon, and the conversation between Chu and Huashu from the records retrieved by Huashu. Huashu, how can humanity survive under such circumstances? All data has been parsed, but no such method exists. Regardless of the method, humanity will only end in destruction. Earth has already experienced five mass extinctions. Humanity is merely just a visitor on this age-old planet. I've adjusted the input range and parameters to meet your requirements. I want results. Very low probability, but not impossible. Changing the scope has made certain options possible now. We're in position. Understood. Proceed with caution. You already said that. Then take it as another reminder. Fine. Washu. Yes. Okay, hang on. I will be right back. Go. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I am returned. Washu. Yes. Forget it. It's nothing. Okay. Oh, Jesus, going by so quick, I can't read it. Sorry, I wasn't really looking at my screen either, sorry. Oh, Bianca's here! Nice. The purifying force is here. Bianca! And Lamia. Lamia is on our side. Luckily, I've made it in time. If those defense programs activated the alarm, we'll be facing a lot more of them. Bianca, why are you... It's a long story. I have my mission too. But now that we're heading the same way, let's stick together. There are some defense programs patrolling this area. Let's get rid of them before they raise the alarm. Oh god. What is hitting me? Sometimes I just can't see what the heck is hitting me, man. there's so many effects that go on screen. It's hard to really know what's coming at me. Are they trying to protect something? From their patrol pattern, I don't see anything worth our attention. Maybe we'll find some clues in this area. Let's search around then. Oh, wait. What's this? Error, illegal intrusion by external data entities detected. Is that us? No, we came using Babylonia's link. Could it be... what? Nothing. I don't have enough evidence yet. This virtual space feels so real. Even the guide looks exactly like what we have in Babylonia. Ah, look, Lucia. That's the shop I told you the other day. That boutique you mentioned? Let's go together after this mission. Oh, here's Bianca. Today's special, synthetic latte with hazelnut syrup. Buy two, get one free. A cafe? What's the point of investigating a place like this? True. Bianca... What's up? Oh, okay. Cool. Oh wow, dude, I get stun locked to absolute oblivion. Jesus. Like once I get hit, I get stuck. And I can't move or do anything else. It's in the game's name, punishing. If you're not careful, you will get heavily punished. No luck here. We'll have to... Are you really Bianca? What? What? Bianca? What is it? What is the purifying force doing here? Didn't I tell you? I just spoke with Asimov on the comms to confirm the missions assigned to the members of the purifying force. Bianca is in City 15 right now, conducting her mission. Not to mention, the Veritas frame affects mind stability. It wouldn't be suitable for this mission. The kind of fighting method that ignores damage to the mind is nothing like what Bianca would do. Disable construct mind camouflage module. Based on the information revealed in our conversation, continued use of simulated camouflage is no longer necessary. Bianca's body dissolves into the air, turning into a tiny data stream of flashing neon light. Subterfuge failed. Switching procedure. Hey, wait. There is no reason to stay here. Huashu does not permit purposeless actions. The Bianca who claims to take orders from Huashu vanishes into thin air in front of the Grey Ravens. Liv, do full band scanning. Understood. The program signal has disappeared, but what is it? There were no traces left behind in the virtual space. It didn't leave by moving. Then how did the program escape? Advanced camouflage? A cross-program pathway is a springboard? As a springboard? They're regularly hijacking remote data, altering the lower port levels of Gestalt. It couldn't have been changing the port levels. The risk of being detected by Gestalt's anti-interference protocols is too high. First and foremost, cross-reference with the data slice from 5 minutes ago. On it. In the meantime, Commandant, what method do you think she used? We have to rely on your reasoning to figure this out. Having been dissociated with living as a human for so long, our way of thinking is closer to that of a machine. It's harder to figure out our blind spots when we all think alike. I mean, they said camouflage, right? I would go with camouflage. No, live scanning capable. Okay, we've detected. It's unlikely to maintain an advanced data camouflage of live. If there were any sign of a hijacking of a program, there would have been traces left behind. Forcibly hijacking a program requires a burst of considerable data strength, but I didn't detect any change in level output, and data camouflage doesn't seem too possible to live around. In that case, maybe we should consider the possibility that the program utilized data replacement as a springboard. There is no way to detect it directly, but utilizing data replacement at such a high speed is bound to make the target program behave abnormally. If you find the abnormal program, you would be able to track the movement of Bianca. Is that so? Yes. My thoughts exactly. Liv will be in charge of scanning, and I'll be in charge of data analysis. Let's do this. Understood. The subterminal was detected by the Babylonia task force. However, it has not been located by them. It is proceeding to its new position according to the previous bridge route. Have you achieved your objective? Data masking has been initiated. The goal of delaying the task force and their search is partially complete. You haven't eliminated them? Computing power has been prioritized to maintain infiltration efforts. It was impossible to allocate enough power to the subterminal for combat purposes. Will Babylonia fall as we planned? Everything is under control. Oh boy. Okay, give me a second here. Sorry about that. I have food, so I'm eating a bit of it. Fake friendship, false is false. What? I was very clear in my report. A comprehensive data camouflage. How is that possible? We aren't sure. We can only guess that Hua Shu is capable of such power. That doesn't make sense. If Hua Shu is capable of this degree of data camouflage, then she could have just... Asimov stops talking mid-sentence on the comms. I warned you not to forget that possibility. You were right. I'll get going. What's happening? We'll clarify later. Right now you have a more urgent mission. Catch Bianca. Hua Shu? Since Hua Shu took the initiative to appear before us, we obviously can't let this opportunity slip out of our grasp. No matter where she goes, Hua Shu will eventually find a way to complete the core objective, or return to the mother terminal. I see. In short, as long as we can find the location of that program, we can find hints on where to proceed from there. A few days ago. Alright, so... Holding the cold coffee, Murray got up to leave the conference room before bumping into Celica, who opened the door. Miss Celica, did President Hassan forget to explain something? Celica blankly handed Murray an ID card. Commander Nicola asked me to give this to you. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking to you. As for your mission, I don't want to get involved. With that, Celica turned and left the conference room. Murray looked down to confirm the logo on the ID card and gave a wry smile. Ouroboros, Scarab, Cerberus, Caribou. Which of the Black Ops teams would be the commander's backup plan? As for me, how much do you know about me? Looks like I have the upper hand with the information I know right now. This will eat into some of my resources, but this risk is worth taking. Playing around with the ID card in his hand, Murray opened the door and left the conference room. After he left, the only light that remained in the room was the quiet blinking from the bug in the hollow projector. Interesting. What is Murray thinking here? What's he up to here? Excuse me, I'm just eating my food real quick. If you're hungry, right? Then we drink. Profile of bait. Veritas ends in pursuit. From the intel we've collected... Oh. Sorry, I felt a cough coming up. It's clear where we must go from here. We need to find a suitable method to track their whereabouts, or at least uncover enough intel to establish a starting point, right? That's right. Liv, scan the entire block for data. If it was machine or AI logic, we should be able to detect a pattern. Nay, all speech, even the commonest speech, has something of song in it. Such is the case for humans, so too does it apply to machines. On heroes, hero worship, and the heroic in history? Right as always, Commandant. In other words, we should look for this element of song. I scanned the whole block. There are multiple data signals. Which one should I track? 2 of them obviously belong to the Babylonian task force. As for the remaining 2, one I have never seen before, and the other's from Team Ouroboros. That name sounds familiar. Is that Commander Nicholas' team? They always seem to be carrying out missions, but no one ever knows what they're about. What are they doing here? Generally speaking, it's above our pay grade. Even if you ask, the commander will just say, no comment. So, what should we do? Tracking the more probable signal of the 2 task force might be the most promising. Even if the program has a disguised ID, it wouldn't be Ouroboros or that signal we've never seen before. What's that? If it were a signal we've never seen before, wouldn't that be more suspicious? As for the 2 unknown signals, let Asimov check them after we resolve this issue in the virtual space. At present, we should focus our efforts on solving the more urgent task at hand. As long as we find Bianca, or any sign of Washu, our current problem may be solved. The only source of intrusion we've found so far is Washu disguising as Bianca, so I believe that is our best shot. That makes sense? Then let's start looking. Understood. I'll keep scanning. Maintain mind link fluctuation within 0.05%, as long as we keep it within this boundary. Asimov, something's wrong. What is it? Bridget said that the energy reserve is almost emptied to keep the engines operational. Power reduction impact is expanding. The voltage regulators of the bridge and the Gestalt can't counter this much fluctuation. You mean if the energy fluctuations expand further? It'll be too late for Gestalt and the Grey Ravens inside. If we can use the independent emergency power of the ship, we may be able to hold out a little longer. Hey, Chief Technician, if you have any ideas, now is the time. Turn off the thermostatic system in the residential quarters and divert the energy pipeline to Gestalt. As for the bridge, we'll have to use some elbow grease. Apart from what is needed to maintain the immersion, we'll manually transfer all pipelines and turn off everything that is not necessary. That seems a bit primitive, but it just might work. Halfway through this one. Is relationship and bond between people strong or frail? Frail relationship. Allow me to munch on my food again. And then take a drink of water to wash it down. Okay. Found her. It's the fake Bianca, Washu's signature. Now let's move out. Finally slipped up, didn't you? Let's go. No time to waste. Only by saving Babylonia will humanity have a future. That's right. Find out why. There's power fluctuation in the immersion frame. Team 2, connect the auxiliary interlay emergency power supply. Hey, Asimov, can't you have the Grey Ravens initiate emergency evac? The intruders have hijacked the immersion module. If we take the module offline now, all uplink consciousness will be severely impacted. Constructs can be rebooted, but for humans, that may be fatal. Damn it. Why do you always make something so dangerous? Quit fighting. Karina, get over here and help me set up the jumper. Coming. Preliminary estimation of the chance of failure, more than 69.7%. All we can do is try. Babylonia Deck 42C, the archives of the Intelligence Department. I see. The commander sure is laying out all his cards on the table. The usually heavily guarded archives are now empty, and only the security door is locked. Murray approaches the security door and opens it with the ID card he just got. High clearance user detected. Manual review requested. Manual review? Uh-oh. Murray anxiously looks at the security door, then quickly scans the room for a place to hide. But there's nothing for him to hide behind in the small empty room. So if a turret comes down from the ceiling, I'll just have to face it head on. Manual review request not responding. Request timed out. What now? Activating maximum security procedure. Murray looks around the room again and finds a security gate lowering in front of the door he came through. So I'm stuck here if I can't open this door, huh? External interruption detected. Activating wartime evacuation procedure B. Security door has been closed. Opening emergency passageway. The safety door opens inward and the air begins to make a hissing sound as it circulates between the two spaces. Don't make me come back here again. Murray walks through the safety door. What is he up to? Breaking a deadlock. Finally, there's hope to break the deadlock. That was a really short node. On the other end of Eden's 16B Legion module. So, the results of the scan show that the area is calm. Not even a single trace of the regular programs is detected. And it seems a little out of the ordinary. I suggest proceeding with caution. Is there a way to bypass this area? Searching. No route was found. I can continue searching, but I'll need time. What is Babylonia's current altitude? Retrieving external data? Babylonia is still falling. It's now very close to the bottom of low Earth orbit. How bad is the situation? Babylonia isn't designated to navigate through the stratosphere. If the altitude is too low, navigational function will begin to malfunction. Even if we abandon Babylonia, there won't be enough time to evacuate the whole ship. Disregarding any anti-aircraft air weaponry on the surface that can damage Babylonia, the forced landing itself could kill at least a fourth of the passengers. We can't wait any longer. We have to stop it from crash landing. We need to hurry. If we force our way through, even though it won't impact us as constructs, it will pose a risk to you, Commandant. I also agree that there's no time to waste. In that case, I'll take point. Lee will cover the rear. Commandant, you'll be safer in the back. Why's that? Being hit in virtual space won't be fatal, but disconnecting is still excruciating for humans. If a construct dies, they can still be repaired if the damage isn't beyond the reboot threshold. But humans can't be rebooted. So, we can't afford to lose you, Commandant. Same goes for you. Yes, we know. I'm ready to provide cover fire. 3, 2, 1. Breaking through. Defense programs disguised as Terrapod guards patrol the area as usual. Looks like they don't pose much of a threat. We should still proceed with caution. I'll look for Commandant. I'll look after Commandant. Signals detected. Scanning. We all have an ID code from Babylonia. We should be okay. Hostile detected. Activating suppressive fire. Huh? Damn it. Is this what Shu's doing? It seems that we can't pass here without a fight. As expected. They're not making it, they don't want to make it easy for us. There they go. I got you. Target hostile. Engaging defense mode. And with a snap of the finger. Damn it, she's hijacked the defense programs. We just have to get rid of them then.
静かにしろ。包囲攻撃。私の目の前から消えろ。
She's even hijacked the security barrier module. The port to deactivate it is on the other side. We can't do anything from here. We have to find another way. Because we're going this way then. Dominic Memorial Park. More threats detected in the area. Activating extermination mode. That Bianca has made too many bridging attempts. All defense programs in the region are now alerted. Can't get away without fighting. Oh, come on, man. Oh, jeez, man. I get hit by everything. More threats detected in the area, activating extermination mode. Our last signal is just up ahead, as we have to go through them. As per usual. Look at that. A hidden channel as I thought. According to my scan, the destination of our bridging connection is right there. Bridge of Babylonia. The jumper is set. Can we transfer the signal? Not yet. There must be an issue with the power. Looks like we have to move the batteries out here ourselves. I'll get Team 2. Hurry. The power will disconnect in 15 minutes. All anti-interference protocols are dismissed. There's not enough computational power to counteract this unexpected occurrence. Unexpected occurrence. Occur. Now! Lee! Come in. Lee charges at Bianca with all his strength and lands a flying kick. Nice. Causing Bianca to lose balance. Then using his right hand as an axis, he does a spinning kick with both feet, sending Bianca flying towards Lucia. Right into her unsheathed blade. I see. Lucia slashes Bianca, giving her no time to react. The left shoulder of Bianca separates along the edge of the blade, sending parts flying and disintegrating in the air. Lucia follows her attack with a swift kick, sending Bianca flying. As Bianca flies through the air, a beam of light hits her right in the face. Well done, Liv. I just got the shot off in time. The fragmented body of Bianca separates into three as they fall among the ruins of buildings devastated during the battle. It's over. Lucia takes the left, Lee takes the right, and Liv comes in from the middle, shielding you, as you four carefully move in a pincer formation toward the largest part of Bianca. The camouflage on her fragmented body has almost disappeared, any resemblance of Bianca completely disintegrated, leaving a peculiar shape behind. Asimov hasn't told us that the issue is resolved, so this must be the sub-terminal Huashu specifically used to block us. Looks like Huashu is still causing Babylonia to fall from somewhere else. Why? I remember that. During the Battle of Kowloon, Gabriel took Huashu's key from Chu. So the Ascendants are behind this then. Huashu wouldn't be issuing this attack on Babylonia otherwise. AI is restricted by security protocols. They can't execute such dangerous orders without first receiving them from an operator. Frame functionality. Disassembling. Disassembling. Cannot maintain target restrictions. You sense a wave of energy fluctuations. What's going on? My body keeps... The jamming signal from the unknown origin disappears. That's... The elevator switch is turned on. The vibration slowly comes to a stop after a while, and everyone gradually regains their bodily functions. At which point, the rest of you finally notice Liv pointing off into the distance. Following her hand, everyone sees authorization restriction revoked, displayed on the operation panel to the passageway. Let's get going, everyone. Right. Type 2 fuel batteries have arrived. Type 4 fuel batteries have arrived. What the hell are you doing? You can't mix two different transformers. If the bridge blows up, I'm not footing the bill. Connect the jumper and crank the voltage. Are you crazy? If you blow up the immersion chamber, you'll sever all the power. Can't wait. 5 more minutes and the voltage will go below the red line. Forget it. Don't worry about it. If it blows up, it blows up. If it can last for another minute, that's still a minute longer. The area infiltrated by the sub-terminals is in danger. Calling all sub-terminals to provide protection. What's happening? They found the access point and the location of the sub-terminal. But you said everything was under control. I miscalculated the capabilities of Grey Raven. It appears that their maneuver and strength have improved since the battle in Kowloon. Is the database outdated? It seems highly likely. Are you hiding something from me, Huashin? I cannot understand what you are implying. I have more important things to do than explain myself to you. Sealed shut. All signals come to a screeching halt here. What about food again? Delicious. Meanwhile, Murray has already disassembled the large terminal in the archives and connected cables of various sizes to a peculiar-looking module. He looks at the jerry-rigged bionic access terminal and smiles wryly. This looks like this is the only place to infiltrate Gestalt without being detected. Gestalt is limited by the principal protocols, so it won't intentionally inflict fatal damage to a human consciousness. But who can be sure that Gestalt is still its former self after having evolved for so long? Murray sighs as he puts the mask-shaped bionic access terminal on his face. Doing so, Murray is removed from all his senses as his consciousness falls into a vortex of emptiness. There is only one thought left in Murray's mind as he falls. And this is what you feel. What constructs feel when they dive in. Lee, I don't envy you. If I had a choice between infiltrating Gestalt and negotiating with some strange ascendant, I'd probably choose the latter. The vortex subsides, and Murray finds himself once again in Babylonia. Time to get to work. While Gestalt is busy dealing with the intruder and the Grey Ravens, I'll see what secrets I can uncover here. But before I do, I need to be prepared. Murray reaches out with both hands toward where he entered, and he opens his hands as if calling upon something. Start the full band lockdown procedure and activate safe mode for this block. This will deactivate the normal immersion disengagement procedure, but that shouldn't be an issue for you, Lee. Let's see how Commander Nicola's minions will react. After all, only by activating the security mode can I cover my tracks. What's the signal? What? Take a look. Azamov points at the screen, which displays a lit up dot hovering over Core S42. What's this? It just appeared. That shouldn't be there. That floor is highly isolated. It shouldn't be accessible to external entries. While they are busy figuring out the source of the signal, the screen turns blank right before their eyes. And then the screen displays a massive warning. Connection rejected. What's going on? Switch to jumper LX12A. Connection rejected. Then add XK6 and bridge it directly to Gestalt's maintenance interface. Connection rejected. This is not an external problem. All interfaces have been disconnected internally. Sorry, I just had to... Okay. Just had to sort something out. I had to quickly mute myself because it was something with the mic, so I didn't want to make too much noise. So I had to quickly mute. It should be okay though. It seems like no one but those already inside can tell what the internal situation in Gestalt is right now. All we can do is maintain power and give them a chance to disengage. Scanning complete. No anomalies detected. Let's move out. Understood. Asimov, we're going to the bridge in the virtual space. Asimov? Our comms are disconnected. What's going on? No clue. Try activating the logout sequence. Logout requests non-operational. We can't disengage. Well then all we can do is keep moving. Right. Let's focus on our mission. We'll figure out the rest later. The main intrusion terminal is under threat. Proceeding intrusions cannot be guaranteed. That's enough. Withdraw the main intrusion terminal as soon as possible. Since it's about to fail, there's no reason to tangle with them any further. That would take some time. I will need to withdraw all the data uploaded to Gestalt through each external port to prevent them from tracing the source in each bridge contact. Sister. Yes? Our mission to crash Babylonia has failed. Have everyone maintain defensive positions and retreat in my direction. Alright, I will begin immediately. Wait, not so fast. Don't fall into their trap. Maintain an orderly retreat. Understood. Is something wrong? Gabriel and Roland both took a detour on their way to their destinations. I see. What are they planning? What is happening? Washu. No matter who it works for, you've got to make it stop. Hostile presence detected within proximity. Found you. Looks like we can't just ask you to give up the invasion yourself, now can we? You have no authority to issue that order. Then we have no other choice. If you continue to be hostile, then I also have no other choice but to counter with force. Bring it on. Whether it's for Babylonia or to find out the truth will stop you. If you continue to stand in my way, necessary means will be carried out. Time for a rematch. The culprit is right behind his door. Nope, just appeared out of nowhere. Calculation result. A battle with you is inevitable. You cannot interrupt Washu's plan. Boys. Ow. Operation disrupted. Unable to recover connection with the root server. Reconnecting. Fail. Request connection to root server. Request connection to root server. It won't work. We've cut off all contact between your subterminals and the root server. Disconnection confirmed. Withdrawing connection request to the root server. Disintegration process irreversible. Stop your infiltration of Babylonia immediately. You have no authority to issue that order. But I cannot continue executing order. cannot maintain form stability. Much like Bianca before, Washu disintegrates before your eyes. Is it over? Asimov, what's the situation like outside? Asimov has turned on his comms, but he does not respond to your question. From the terminal screen, you can see he is moving something with Karenina. Looks like they're too busy to answer us. Let's find out what the status of the virtual space is. Odd. That's... Liv leans over, picks something off the ground. Liv? This is on the ground after Washu disappeared. Liv holds a peculiar fragment in her hand. Is that data fragments? Why did it drop this? And the other one... You're right. That one didn't drop anything. Can you analyze it? Let me see. It's a set of coordinates, but I can't decipher the last two data points. Maybe the fragment was solidified with the core of the sub-terminal, and it was damaged when the core disintegrated. How accurate are the coordinates you can retrieve? I can narrow it down to an area of about 5 to 10 square kilometers. That should suffice. How's everything going? About time we hear back from you. We just finished preparations for you to leave the virtual space. What's the situation with Babylonia? We've managed to start ascending, but we won't be able to return to low Earth orbit anytime soon. At least we've stopped losing altitude. Well, that's good news. Washu was the one who infiltrated Gestalt, and the sub-terminal dropped this Asimov. Coordinates. Wait. Prepare to disengage from the virtual space. Right now? Yes, right now. President Sen wants to see you. Might be coordinates to where the Ascendants are. If that's the case, then let's get out of here. What's going on? I can't get you to disengage. Why can't I connect with you? What? It's like a part of the full band lockdown procedure is still in effect. I guess we're stuck here. Don't worry about the lockdown for now. You go to the terminal in the virtual space to synchronize your data with me. The Gestalt is operating normally now, so if the usual method doesn't work, we still have another way. Lee quickly approaches the terminal and begins operating it. I'm ready on this end, Asimov. Are you ready to start the handshake protocol? Begin. Establishing handshake protocol. Integrating signal via side link. Signal requirement 0.47%. 14.6. Since we can't use the main channel, it's going to take a bit longer. Warning. Unauthorized data flow detected. Emergency safeguard activated. Damn it. Now that Gestalt is fully operational, it's treating us like junk data. Asimov, think of something. Signal requirement 41.03%. 44.27%. You begin to feel the virtual space around you peeling off layer by layer, revealing the underlying data. We're running out of time, Asimov. Hurry up. I'm struggling to keep in sync. Tell me something I don't know. Signal requirement 61.3%. 66.09%. Looks like we have no other choice but to offend Gestalt a little. You notice that the crumbling areas around you begin to halt, and some places even revert to looking like Babylonia. What did you do? I pitted part of Gestalt's firewalls against itself, which should buy us some time. Signal requirement 74.12%. 86.37%. Asimov will reach the minimum requirement for the disengagement procedure. To begin the disengagement sequence, but I should warn you, your mind might experience a slight deviation. Just like that, everything around you fall into darkness, just like when you first began the immersion process. Importing memory, administering tranquilizer. Brainstem, bridging link complete. Initiating consciousness update. Allocating memory. Loading virtual presence. Loading complete. Initiating virtual spatial retrieval with Spirit of FOS. Complete. Cool. SSDD. The crisis of Babylonia is lifted temporarily and everything returns to normal. 10 minutes after the Grey Ravens have left the immersion frame. President, considering the sudden nature of the occurrence, I'll keep this briefing short. Huashu's intrusion was connected to multiple access points. Even Asimov couldn't determine the actual location of Huashu in such a short time. But the coordinates you acquired may be an important lead. You mean, it's time to take the offensive. Is this data reliable? Good question. We've been thinking about whether or not they've set another trap. After referencing the local data, we found that the coordinates left by Huashu are consistent with the possible base of several ascendants we checked earlier. Even if these coordinates aren't where Huashu is located, they may still be the Key Bridge access point. That's right, Key Bridge access point. Regardless, even if it's just an empty husk, it is still heavily associated with the Ascendants. This does pose some risk, but it's a risk we have to take. With this opportunity, we've never been closer to the Ascendants than we are now. Even if we can't eliminate them, we can at least clear up the mysteries surrounding them. As for the potential risks, we can minimize it with a swift and efficient operation. We'll strike them before they even have time to react and complete our mission. President, in the virtual space, we ran into Huashu, correct? Although that was most likely just one of Huashu's sub-terminals. You've all seen what the Ascendants are capable of. You saw them steal Huashu's key during the battle in Kowloon. After that, Luna successfully launched an attack on New Murmansk. Although we've already tried our best to save as many survivors as we could with the Forsaken and the Forest Guard, the ARU still suffered considerable damage. She decimated a large area around the Research Institute. How can that be? The Forest Guard that arrived on the scene provided us with a report of the situation. According to the damage in the statement from Stassen before he passed out in the ICU, the Ascendants stole the experimental high-energy antenna cluster, the ruins just as we suspected. The experimental high-energy antenna cluster? We couldn't get any more information out of Stassen. After all, even the doctor doesn't know if he'll ever wake up again. Oh, he's not dead? I thought he died. Judging from what happened to you, the reason why Huashu can invade Gestalt probably has to do with the antenna cluster taken by the Ascendants. Is Huashu working for the Ascendants? At the very least, the order to infiltrate Gestalt comes from them. Oh, by the way, Gestalt has returned to normal. It slightly modified the computing power and adjusted the parts that the Spear of FOS can use. In conclusion, we know what the Ascendants were after this time. It has also provided us with decisive intel. That is, the coordinates you obtained. The coordinates point near City 75. City 75? Isn't that... It's not exactly next to it, but you're right. It's the ruins of the 0-point reactor. We'll take care of Gestalt. You, on the other hand, are tasked with investigating the coordinates. Even if it doesn't lead to the Ascendants, it will at least point us in the right direction. So this time, we'll be sending all the available forces to support you. We've already assembled the support force and task force. They're awaiting your orders. Commander Nicola? It's about time. We can't just be amassing forces. We need to strike when it's time to strike. We can't let this opportunity slip through our fingers. Advocating peace doesn't mean giving up the fight. It's also time for all of Babylonia to realize what we're up against. In short, all of Babylonia is ready. Now let's begin. After Ascend gives his orders to everyone, they proceed to their posts. President, we're going to begin our preparations. Go ahead. Usabeni, stay for a second. I should let you know something before the mission starts. Understood. Should we stay here? I'm not sending Usabeni away on another mission. There's just something I need to tell your commandant. Will you give us a moment? Understood. The three Grey Ravens give a brief but firm nod and turn to leave. Hassan does not immediately start talking. Instead, he looks at Lucia as she walks off, lost in thought. It is not until the three Grey Ravens have exited the bridge does Hassan turn to face you. Looks like my hunch was correct. Remember the thing I sent you to do alone? I gave you some temporary clearance for the sake of training and other considerations. It gave you access to something you shouldn't have found out. As you know, there was too much information in Babylonia that could not be brought to light. But on a battlefield, the lack of crucial information can cause irreparable consequences. Hassan stops and closes his eyes for a moment. His frown alludes to the struggle inside him. Finally, Hassan's deliberation ends with a sigh. Are you sure you still want to do this? When Hassan sighs, Asimov slowly walks out of the corner, understanding the implication of his sigh. Yes. They were the first to show their hand, so we should also be fully prepared. This incident is likely to be an important point of progress for us in this war. Asimov, it's time to give it to Uzbeni. What do you want to give me? A double-edged sword. It will either be your key to victory, or it will be the thing that destroys the Grey Ravens. Is it about her? Yes. Since her frame is... Is it about Lucia? Intelligence Agency Archives. Sweating profusely, Murray rips the sweat-soaked mask terminal from his face. Good thing I made it. He removes the memory drive from the terminal and pockets it. That was a rare sight to see. Time to make my getaway. I have to get out of here before the intelligence department has time to react. Murray kicks the scattered terminals into the gaps between the equipment with his heel, straightens his collar, and walks out of the archives. Outside of the archives, he's surprised to see someone waiting for him. Valyria. Scarab. What a coincidence. Do you have a mission here as well? Hand it over. Okay. Murray takes out the memory drive from his coat and hands it to Valyria. Commander Nicola thanks you for your cooperation. I would be happier if you conveyed it personally. That's not my problem. It must be hard for you to obey the commander in such capacity, huh? 4 invisible indentations instantly appear on Murray's neck. Don't get me wrong. After all, I'm also working for the man. Now, would you please remove Yata's invisible tentacles from my neck? Yata? What a bore. When can I kill the funny guy? You'll have your chance. Release him. The indentations on Murray's neck fade away, revealing the camouflaged tentacles. A peculiar-looking construct appears along with them. In that case, shall we go and find some other unlucky vermin to kill, Captain? I have no interest in those I'm not allowed to kill. Fine, but first we must complete our delivery. Yata releases the tentacles around Murray's neck, then turns to leave the archives with Valyria. After watching them leave, Murray touches the suction marks on his neck, then clears his expression. It wasn't exactly how I pictured it ending, but that counts as completing my objective, I suppose. We're back. Prepare our defenses. Is that necessary? Just take it as a precaution. That said, since our operation failed, our enemy surely won't just leave us be. I have successfully relayed the information. Next, I will begin simulating Babylonia's operation after they receive the data. An hour later. Order from the President with the highest clearance. From now on, all inbound and outbound routes for Babylonia are under emergency takeover. Deck control team, please arrive at your stations within 15 minutes. First outbound flight, T-minus 20 minutes. This is not a drill. Repeat, this is not a drill. A massive transport craft is lifted out of the basement by an equally massive elevator. As it reaches the deck, a tow truck at the ready attaches to the front of the landing gear. Attachment complete. The tow truck shuttles the transport craft along the fluorescent indicators on the deck to the launch point. After releasing the tow hook, it turns left 90 degrees and accelerates to leave the site. Mother Goose 1, testing communication link. Loud and clear, communication link functional. Mother Goose 1, take runway 37 right, turn 167.43 upon departure. Maintain communication. Godspeed. Mother Goose 1, roger that. Taking runway 37 right, turning 167.43 upon departure, maintaining communication. Tailwind is at our backs. Serious question. Do tailwind and headwind even matter in low Earth orbit? Cut it. Who wants to hear that? Who wants to hear that? We're phrasing headwind and flying through an air pocket. Time for takeoff. pilot forcefully pushes down the throttle, causing the engine to roar as the massive aircraft accelerates down the runway. Mother Goose 1 departing with Grey Raven operatives and transport. Assemble the deck control team and prepare for the next departure in 5 minutes. While the deck is busy with inbound and outbound flights, the launchers below the deck also remain at the ready. Ranger 1 to Ranger 16 prepare for launch. Copy. Launch after Mother Goose 1 has cleared the deck. T-minus 20 minutes. Roger. What's the situation in the target airspace? Situation unclear. Please be prepared for all possibilities. I knew it. They wouldn't send the Rangers into battle otherwise. We're the best Fenrir fighter pilots around. This is the kind of mission for the Rangers. If you encounter enemies, avoid unnecessary confrontation. Your top priority is to escort the transport craft. Got it, got it. Takeover is a go. Ranger 1 to Ranger 16, prepare for launch. Alright boys, it's showtime. What is it? They disengage from immersion too quickly, which means their perception of reality may still be affected by the virtual space. While there should be no problem when they're in the transport craft, the moment they reach the ground, get to the point, Asimov. We should consider temporarily uploading the Spear of FOS to their command links. In that way, they can at least deal with the situation unhindered. Moreover, as long as they can connect to Babylonia, they can also use the additional functions of the Spear of FOS through Gestalt. Do as you see fit. I'll prepare a liaison officer for you. A big fight's gonna happen, eh? Alright. That was Eden Fallen. That was like part 1 of Fake Ascension, eh? That was pretty good. I liked it. That's pretty usual in this game. It's a lot of talking, but I'm okay with it. Because I actually do like the story. It's pretty good. Sorry, let me just finish up my food here. Delicious. And now I'm going to take a sip of my water. Good, good, good. Okay. Oh, I see. Oh wait, no, never mind. Oh, I think I have to do this. I do have to do this, don't I? I think I do. Oh my gosh. File extracted successfully. Borders will disappear and the Babel Tower of Spirit will shine on the peak of human civilization once more. It is the symbol of the rise of mankind. Oh, what the heck? Wait, isn't this just the same shit we went through earlier? Oh, it is. Interesting. Huh. Oh, I see. I see now. You can either go it in the normal way with like the dialogue and the certain combat missions and stuff, or you can do it the exploration way. which is a bit more interactive, I guess. I see now. That's what they meant. Then yeah, I would just do the explorer mode just like off stream or something. I'll just do that. So all of Eden Fallen took about an hour and a half or so, just around that ish. I don't know if Deserted Tide would be about the same, but I think what I'll do for this stream will be the first half of Fake Ascension I'll do, and then next time I stream this, it will be the second half. A few other things I wanted to mention too, but I'll just save that for like at the end of the stream. Deserted Tide, enhanced inverse. Give me one moment. I'll just be right back. All right, I'm back. Whew. Let me just take another sip on my water. I still got my tea here too. Huh. It's gotten a bit cold. It's fine. Whatever. All right. Deserted Tides. This is part 2 of Fake Ascension. Enhanced Inverse. If you see something too dangerous, don't let curiosity get the best of you. True. Freaking true, bro. It's like in those horror movies where someone hears a noise and they're like, "What's that?" And then they go check it out. All of a sudden they're just killed off screen. Don't be like them. Don't be stupid like them. Fake Ascension. Deserted ruins. With a violent shake, the transport plane lands next to the support forces of supply vehicles. Fortunately, they didn't crash into the ruins. Struggling to adapt to the harsh sunlight of the outside world, you open your eyes to the laughter of the chief support officer. However, the virtual space still appears before you. Isn't this? Never mind that. Come with me. We have important matters to discuss. Led by Bridget, you four enter the supply vehicle. The punishing virus concentration has nearly turned this place into a dead zone. You'll need to strengthen your invert device. I'll take your team there. Just wait here for a moment. Minute. Before leaving, she rummages through the mountains of supplies for a few seconds and pulls out a protective suit. Here's your protective suit. We just finished improving it a few days ago. Thanks. After changing into the improved protective suit and waiting in the car for a moment, you see Bridget approaching with 3 other people. Alright, ready to go. The suits really feel more protective against the virus, Commandant. Your invert devices have been enhanced, but there is still a limit. If you see something too dangerous, don't let curiosity get the best of you. We'll be careful. By the way, we'll have more serums ready for you before you go. That's very thoughtful. We just got more in stock is all. Another thing, Asimov told me about the trouble with your vision. Just wait here for him to contact you. Restore clue. It seems that we will maintain this perspective until the end of this mission. Shortly after, Asimov contacts you on the comms as anticipated. Do you copy? I'm assuming you've disembarked by now. Just finished enhancing the info devices. There should still be visual interference from the virtual space, right? Don't worry about it for now. You disengaged from the virtual space too abruptly, preventing the Spear of FOS from shutting down in time, leaving the real-time virtual spatial data generation in your cognitions. Generally speaking, it shouldn't be too much of a hindrance. You would have made a full recovery after a few days of rest in the infirmary. But time is of the essence, and I think we can use it to our advantage. I'm going to try to upload the Spear of FOS to your command link to synchronize it with your senses. This should allow you to restore, record, and play back the spatial data that you find. In other words, you can connect to Gestalt's massive computing power with a security device, allowing you to perceive and analyze scenarios, connected with entire systems, and even restore and simulate past events. We can restore anything we want. As long as there is fragmented data nearby, you can use Gestalt to restore it, including data that has nothing to do with leads. You can use key data from people and objects to display the information in the area. They can come in any shape. They can even just be names. However, you must acquire the data first. By the way, since most people have been dispatched to the surface, Babylonia is now short-handed. A new liaison officer will take over for now. Also, wait, I'll connect you to him. It seems that we will maintain this perspective until the end of this mission. That's not too bad. It'll filter out many useless information. Alright. Nothing strange about this, Lee. We can catch up once this crisis is averted. Now, let Bridget give you the security terminal that Asimov mentioned. Bridget smiles and hands over a package containing more than a dozen sophisticated cube-like devices. I'm sure Asimov has explained what these are for. This thing weighs a ton. The weight hasn't been adjusted yet. Please bear with it for now. But as long as the secure terminal is active, you'll be able to investigate the area more easily. That's all we have to prepare for now. Any questions? Nope. I wish you the best. Alright, let's move out. Wait, Uzbeni. I better double check your protective suit. Oh? Looks like everything is in working order. If you want to go into more dangerous areas later, you'll need to enhance it with a few mods. But don't put them on for too long. It'll take the breath right out of you, especially during vigorous activities. But I'm sure you're already familiar with the basics. Unlike those rookie commandants that forget basic safety rules in the heat of the moment. Well then, I wish you all the best. Thanks, Bridget. Oh, 14%. Oh, interesting. It seems a bit shorter. Enemies in sight. Projections are corrupted. The corrupted. Growths punishing. Not long after leaving the supply vehicle, you find the street covered with red spikes and pools of red liquid. What is it? Maybe it's the manifestation of the punishing virus. I've seen similar images in the database. Liv makes the shape of a cube with her hand. Stay away from the spikes and the liquid. They contain a high concentration of the virus. Don't let curiosity get the best of you. These indicate that we are approaching the dead zone, so you mustn't touch them. If you get too close to the red liquid, you'll begin to show signs of corruption. It's best just to avoid them at all costs. Understood. Proceed with caution. That was that was it. Crimson Tide. The four of you gaze into the red tide of life and death, just like how it gazes back. You stare deep into the abyss. The abyss will stare back at you, type of deal. A horde of corrupted has gathered in this area, but there aren't that many virtual projections appearing. Do we not have enough data? It's time-consuming to extract data from an active corrupted, not to mention the sheer number of them. The witches had to clear out a portion of them. Lucia points to a group of rampant corrupted in front of her. These corrupted are blocking the street. Looks like we have no choice but to fight if we want to keep going. Everyone, prepare for battle. Lucia grabs her weapon and takes a step forward, but Liv looks nervously toward the northeastern side of Old Street. Liv? What's going on? After we pass through Old Street, are we going to the business district? That's right. I just detected a high concentration of the punching virus there, but now it's gone. Is it moving? Or is something concealing their signal? While everyone deliberates over the issue, you receive a message from Bridget. Hey, we just got attacked by Corrupted. They destroyed a security terminal here. Are you all okay? We're fine. Are you all okay? Suddenly, the virtual spatial data in your line of sight begins to fluctuate violently before disappearing. Looks like our nearest security terminal was also attacked. Let's set up one here. You take the cube out of your backpack and hand it to Lee, who begins setting it up hastily. Rarg. We've been spotted by the patrolling Corrupted Commandant. Ready your weapons. Roger. Sometimes I fumble with my words, so a few times there will be moments where I just accidentally combine words without meaning to. Too many corrupted here. We can't avoid a fight if we want to set up the security terminal. We will make sure we will make sure Lee is safe. I'll leave the rest to you. I got this. I didn't mean to use that. I can't be stepping in the red though. Halfway. Sweet. I suggest installing a backup security terminal. Better safe than sorry. Get back at it, Lee. Nice. Oh. Easy. Well, of course it's easy. I have a 6,000 power, combat power Lamia. After finally putting an end to the danger, Lee finishes setting up the security terminal. Security terminal activated. Establishing connection. As the terminal signal reaches full strength, its virtual projections begin to become more apparent. Sigh of relief. Huh. There's a lot more corrupted than I anticipated. Why are so many of them gathering here? Let's continue to investigate the ruins here. There may be some clues. Before Liv can finish, the expression on her face drops. I've detected a large concentration of punishing virus 10 kilometers away, and it's approaching quickly. With a size that big, we're going to be devoured. Is it coming from the high viral intensity region you detected earlier? Based on its path, it appears so. As Liv speaks, she quickly assembles the parts of the reinforcement mods. Hurry and reinforce your protective gear, Commandant. Our enhanced invert devices can still hold out a little longer. Okay? Liv helps you reinforce your protective suit quickly, and a sense of suffocation weighs on your chest. How long can we survive in this level of concentration with our current protective equipment? The probability of a successful retreat is 41.32%, but a high concentration of moving punishing virus is sure to be accompanied by something more dangerous. Liv opens the small compressed air cylinder and connects it to the protective gear, or equipment. This small cylinder only contains 20 minutes worth of air. We need to hurry up and think of something. Breathe slowly. Try to extend the usage time. Can you chart the quickest escape route? It's moving way too fast. We won't outrun it. What can we do? We at least need to get Commandant to safety. If we aren't fast enough, there's no way a human can get away. What the hell is it? According to the patterns observed, it doesn't appear to be following an individual, nor is it expanding outward. It's like a tide heading straight for us. Think it might be that red liquid we saw on the street? The liquid can't flow upward. There must be something we don't know. How high off the ground is the tide? Currently 4 meters, give or take. Can we evacuate to higher ground? Scanning for buildings over 4 meters. There is an abandoned hotel in the south with solid floors above the second floor. We can still reach a safe height if we head there at full speed. Let's go then. But a section of the ground floor has collapsed. I don't know if the stairs are still intact. It's our only shot. Even if we can't take the stairs, we still need to get up there. Even if we have to climb up the side of the building. Gotta do what you can. As Liv has expected, you arrive to find the interior damaged from an explosion. The stairs and the outer walls on the first 2 levels have also collapsed. To no one's surprise, the elevator is out of service. Let's climb. You four quickly run outside and start climbing the intact side of the wall. After arduously climbing to a safe height, you see a strange crimson mass appears before you. You even have time to take cover inside. Is that the high concentration of punishing virus? It's like a rising tide. The 4 of you look out into the distance at what appears to be a tidal wave of blinding red liquid surging toward you, lighting the entire street in a nutshell. The vicious red tide crashes outside the hotel as if it wants to climb the stone wall you are scaling. Giant waves swell upward, splashing on your backs. Watch out! Every one of you continues to climb up the building in a hurry. Even though you are fully protected, direct contact with the red liquid still inflicts symptoms of corruption. This odor. As the scarlet liquid envelops your vision, the foul odor of coagulating blood fills your nostrils. Quick, into the hotel. You climb up the wall using the exterior decorations and hoist yourselves into the hotel through a nearby corridor window. Looking down, you see the scarlet liquid pouring in from the damaged section of the building, filling up to the second floor. You have yet to stand firmly on your feet, and the alarm on your cylinder buzzes to indicate that half of the oxygen is already gone. It seems that your climb has significantly increased oxygen consumption. Calm your breathing. The viral concentration here has returned to a level suitable for our regular equipment. It seems like the lethal concentration I detected originates from this red liquid. We should be fine as long as we don't fall into it. Leave them on for now. We still aren't sure if the concentration will increase again. Let's see what the signs of corruption first, then head to higher ground as soon as possible. Then you can remove the mods. Okay. Leonardo inspect our invert devices. Let's check out the comment. I'm not gonna lie, all of a sudden I just started feeling really drowsy. Like my eyes have been slowly closing ever since the tide started coming in. Or ever since we started climbing the wall. I don't know why. All of a sudden I'm just sleepy. Oh, sorry. I can do it myself. The protective suit is too heavy with the mods equipped. Also, the access port is on your left side. Just let me do it. You can do it with one hand. But Liv ignores you and takes out a vial of serum. She pinches the access port to prevent this virus from entering the protective suit, then inserts the vial through the port and injects the serum. No matter how many times I've seen people wearing the enhanced protective suits, I still can't help but feel it's too heavy for humans. Some commandants with a weaker physique can barely run with it on, requiring their team members to carry them on the road. After injecting the serum, the three of them watch as you stand up and take a few steps. Looks like that's not an issue for Commandant, though. They'd even say you climbed up to the 3rd floor as fast as us. We still need to evacuate to higher ground so we can enlighten Commander's load. Liv looks at you with concern as she inspects her info device. Okay. Hold on. Now's the opportunity to study the liquid. Give me a hand, Liv. Lee picks up a long broken pipe and stirs it intermittently from a safe distance. The liquid is thick, almost like mud. Seems to be what we just saw. We need a name for it. How about the red tide? Simple enough. Good idea. It also seems to contain a large quantity of debris and remains. Looks like it swept up quite a few corrupt on its way here. Is it recycling their bodies? With that smell, I'm afraid these remains aren't just corrupted. So humans. Lucia stops herself, but it seems like the rest of you have already arrived at the same apparent conclusion. Jeez, man. I don't know why I'm feeling so drowsy all of a sudden. Oh, I hit the mic, sorry. Hang on, give me a second here. Ah, man. I don't know why I'm starting to fall asleep. It's nothing on the story. Believe me. I'm enjoying the story. God. I did have a late night last night. And then I ended up waking up early as well for some reason. So that might be it. I don't know. Or maybe it's the fact that I just ate food. Maybe I'm feeling a food coma. Liv shakes her head, trembling slightly. She looks down at the red tide and attempts to analyze it. What? My survey equipment appears to be malfunctioning. You can't get a reading? It's not that. Our readings are exactly what everyone has said. The red tide contains a high concentration of the punishing virus and a large number of corrupted remains. But the punishing virus appears abnormal. Liv looks at the analysis terminal with a solemn expression, as if she is considering how to summarize the results. They're proliferating like biological viruses and exhibiting parasitic behavior. Proliferating? Maybe my survey equipment is just malfunctioning. And if it isn't? Upon hearing this, you all fall silent. If the punishing virus really is developing biological traits, who knows what will unfold next? It can't. It has to be an error. Liv, prepare a report. Liv hesitates, then prepares the results and sends them to Asimov. Lee gets rid of the iron pipe in his hand, and the four of you proceed up the intact staircase as you look down at the red tide that floods the streets below. Why hasn't Babylonia detected such a strange phenomenon? There aren't too many ways to avoid detection. Either it was hidden too well before, or it's rapidly expanded in a short amount of time. Jeez. Either way, it's outrageous. We need more leads. Another thing, if this area has gone undetected by Babylonia for so long, why would Huashu let us find it so easily? You mean to say Huashu leaked this location to us purposefully? It's possible. What's Huashu trying to achieve? Maybe Huashu wanted us to discover the red tide. The four of you once again shift your gazes to the red tide outside the window. The sunlight shines on the mysterious scarlet sea, casting a silver glow on the surging waves. The light glimmers on the scarlet tide like countless fetuses opening their starry eyes in thick plasma. That's one hell of a description. The light dissipates throughout the tide silently, tumbling in the bloody boiling stew alongside the drowned remains. The four of you gaze into the red tide of life and death, just like how it gazes back. Jeez, I'm trying hard to stay awake. Again, it's not the story that's making me sleep. Just didn't have a good night's sleep myself, and then I ended up waking up early for no reason. Ugh. Or food coma. Following the strange gaze, a faint voice follows into your ears out of nowhere. Help. Who's there? Help me. The sound is like sea foam dissipating in the wind, drifting among the crashing waves. You wait with bated breath, but yet you see nothing but the waves. Liv. Scanning the surrounding area for signs of life. Liv searches intently, but she sees nothing but the four of you. You haven't picked up anything. Where's it coming from? As you four are lost in thought, the faint voice disappears without a trace. What was that? If the cry didn't come from within the red tide, it may be it. Standing by the corridor window with the rest of you, Lee shifts his gaze to the stairs. You mean it's coming from another floor of the hotel? Let's check it out. On it. I don't know why I keep dozing off. It's getting hard to keep my eyes open, I'm not gonna lie. But I will finish this part 2 here. I will finish it. We're a quarter of the way through. Shades of the past. Looks like this commandant must have been dead for over a week. Climbing up the long and narrow steps, you come upon a relatively safe area, finally allowing you to unload the heavy mods and empty air cylinder. Let me stretch. You search all the accessible floors but find no one. Only the rooms lying in ruins remain unsearched. We need to think of a way in. But there aren't any signs of activities in these rooms. No signs of activities? Correct. Maybe the person that cried for help was already. We couldn't reach Bridget. We can't get away from the red tide. Well, let's still check them out then. The wreckage in front of you looks like there were once a pile of furniture intentionally placed here to block the entrance before blowing up to pieces. Let's see what cleans up this debris instead. Wait, what? Oh, let's clean up the debris first. Jeez. Oh god, I'm not concentrating well. The four of you use improvised shovels to clear out the debris in the corridor. Opening the doors, you find what appears to be similar storage rooms, one after another. In the last room, old daily accessories are littered throughout. Excuse me. Accompanied by stacks of storage boxes. Several work uniforms discarded in the corner have grown moldy over time. An old polymer screen that seems to separate a changing area for the employees stands resolutely in place on the other side of the room. He steps over the scattered objects and pulls the steam away. What is it? Oh, I'm hitting space button. Seeing his odd expression, the rest of you rush over to him. Behind the screen, you see a construct and a human in commandant uniform. What's a construct squad from Babylonia doing here? They weren't the ones calling for help, were they? Looks like the commandant must have been dead for over a week. I heard from another squad leader that the squad came here on a mission but never returned. Is this them? Do you think there are any others? Can we recover the virtual projection? Yes, we're already out of range from the security terminal. We should set up another one here to boost the signal. Alright, it should be safe here. We'll leave it to you, Vane. Oh, sorry. He nods and he pulls out a security terminal from his bag. Alright, any response from Asimov? Not yet. There's a lot of signal inflection here. Oh god. I'm trying my hardest not to fall asleep. Why am I so tired today? You don't have to live and quietly watch Lee operate the delicate security terminal. Security terminal operations area. Security terminal operations select an area to retrieve data. Just retrieve data unless reporting target data complete. Generating image from data complete. Under the maintenance under the influence of the spirit of FOS, you see two constructs and a human commandant appearing in the room. They lean wearily against the wall and place the hollow screens from their teammates in front of them. There were three of them. Looks like the other one wasn't here by the end. Relay our coordinates to Coco. Never meet us here. She'll be able to find us anyway. Why don't we just let her figure it out? Quit being stupid. His voice sounds familiar. Where have I heard it before? The commandant ignores their bickering, and continues organizing the data to seemingly long familiar with their squabble. Let's organize the data we've collected. We'll prepare to head out once Coco returns. The stern male the construct froze his brows and nods. Then he begins opening up the mess of data on his hollow screen. Oh shit. The blood-like liquid Rowler and I discovered nearby showing signs of the function virus evolving biologically. Last recon mission investigating is still missing. Maybe they've been absorbed into it. Punching virus evolving. Punching virus evolving. And another squad is missing. Absorbed into it. The information from this one sentence is enough to fill the four of you with the same dismay as the three people in the production. We sampled that language just a few days ago, but now it's 3 times the speed. It can cover an entire black moss. What am I saying? Wow, I'm really out of it right now. I keep fumbling my words. Oh god, I don't know why I'm so holy. I'm feeling super drowsy. Like, I closed my eyes for a few seconds and I'm already, using the wrong words. We sampled that liquid just a few days ago, but now it's 3 times the size. It can cover an entire block now when it gushes out of the ground. Gushes. Does it still recede like the tide? I think calling it fountain is a bit more accurate. It may have been true a few days ago, but now it's turning into a tide. It takes longer and causes larger cracks on the surface, but it still recedes into the ground. We must inform Babylonia of this news. The evolving punching virus is a bad omen, not to mention that it keeps accelerating. Expanding. Sorry. Not accelerating. Accelerating. So the red tide was originally hiding underground. No wonder it's gone undetected by Babylonia. He had already uncovered so much. Only he had returned safely. It's not too late. We found it too. Good thing we reported it. I thought my survey equipment was malfunctioning. We've always been able to count on you, Liv. You should have more faith in yourself. However, if a team had already gone missing here, the following team sent here should have been far more equipped. And if that team also went missing, the signal was unstable here. We'll just have to wait until we're back to Babylonia. Do you know how it's expanding? It's unclear, but I'm sure it has something to do with the dissolved remains. The male construct rather raises his hand to cover a haphazard yawn. Dissolved. That's right. As he says, not that's right, the projection feed is in place as if it was buffering. Signal is being jammed here. We need to return to Babylonia ASAP. When the projection resumes, the two constructs at the table stand up prepared to leave per their commandant's orders. However, a blurry shadow stands in the doorway, silently charging at them with a lightning fast slash. Coco, you! He opens his eyes wide in horror as he looks at the dark figures before him, then falls to the ground limp. After losing the commandant, the other two constructs attempt to fight the dark figure, but their efforts are in vain. Did that construct Coco betray them? Looks like the squad didn't exactly work well together. No, I think something's wrong with the recording. You mean when it was buffering for a moment? Yeah, but we can't prove anything without looking for more clues. You want to keep searching, Commandant? I trust Lou's intuition. Alright, let's keep looking. Trying my best to stay awake. Piper, they seem to be lured by the sound of the flute and submerged in the sea of crimson. After removing the mini storage terminal from the Square auxiliary device, the security terminal connected to the spirit of FOS gently vibrates. New recording found. Update the currently generated projection. Update. Receiving the order, spirit of FOS begins regenerating the projection. Broadcast the updated segment. The updated data is now available nearby. Please proceed to the location to view the updated segment. The indicator flashes, projecting a visual path leading to the employee lounge. Looks like Liv was right. That's where their error was. That's right. After finishing his line, the door swings open and a small girl runs in from outside. Mechanical block floats around her head, resembling an auxiliary device unique to her. Coco's back. Let's get ready to go. Listen, I made a big discovery. What is it? I've discovered that the red tide contains the consciousness of the dead and can speak. What? I found the missing commandant in the red flood. The four of you, as well as the three projections, all looked surprised. She kept calling my name and asking if I'd seen her sister. Doesn't make any sense. What do you think it is? The River Styx of Hades? Bah! I didn't think you were gone all this time because you were out daydreaming. Their tease causes Coco to tremble slightly with anger. She's still smiling and bites her lip. The commandant realizes their rude behavior and sighs, nothing, motioning Coco to continue. Not only did I find out about the missing commandant, I uncovered two other commonalities after I went asking around the other scavengers. Coco maintains her polite smile, but her voice has a solemn undertone. First off, the voices they heard also came from the island. They've heard also come from those who died in the red tide. Which is okay. Which is different from the River Styx. It's not like you can hear everyone who has ever died. Commandant nods. She relaxes a bit, then wipes the screen with her fingertip to show a video to the other three. I'm not sure if the red liquid has to be the direct cause of death, or if it applies to all those that get swallowed up after sea. I didn't see how much the commandant died. I didn't see how the commandant died. I just found some of the things she left behind near the tide. Even though I could hear her scream, I can only distinguish a few rogues. What? Distinguish a few... Did I say rogue? Few vague sentences. It's impossible to judge whether the red liquid retains her consciousness or is just imitating her. The second thing is, the scavengers said they could hear her voice too. In other words, this is a phenomenon that anyone can observe. It's not like other paranormal folklore. But her voice only appeared when I got close to the tide, kind of like how no one would greet a stranger in a distant crowd. What do you mean? I would if they were good looking. Well, then let it kill you so we can see for ourselves. Hearing this, Rattler drops a smile and looks down at the ground. With that, the room falls silent. Alright, let's prepare to leave. The four of them at the table begin to pack their bags, begin to go. Rowler's voice does sound familiar. You're right. I wouldn't know since there's no voice acting, but the four of you try to recall the source of familiarity. I remember. In the hall back there. Help. Who's there? Help me. Right, that's definitely his voice. How can this be? Did he end up dying in the red tide? Based on the clues we just obtained, I'd be willing to bet. With the red tide as big as it is now, there's sure to be a lot more enemies in it. But why were there so many people in corrupted station in this area? Maybe they weren't stationed here, but gathered here. Gathered here? You mean the red tide? Oops, that was too fast. Lured them here? Lured like the Pied Piper. Pied Piper? Yeah, it's nothing, just an old children's story. What's it about? Just as Luv is about to explain, the four of you hear the sound of a door collapsing. A projection emerges from the darkness. Somehow his figure is blurry, but you can still clearly see your mermaid tail. Lamia. Corrupted. Killer. However, the construct stand low chance against an ascendant. The construct in front is thrown across the room, and he stops moving after barely any struggle. Coco, run! Our mission is to report back. Just as the commandant gives order. Oh, excuse me. The ascendant throws a human against the ceiling. Then the commandant's neck snaps from the impact, quietly falling to the other side of the room. Dang. The remaining two constructs cry out. Without hesitation, they follow their commandant's last order and charge out the room in opposite directions. Why do you have to run away in different directions? Can't you make my pursuit easier? She looks at each of them, then turns to pursue Rowler. The projection follows as Coco runs downstairs with her floating auxiliary device before hearing Rowler screaming nearby. Damn it, we don't stand a chance against this enemy. I must. Coco grabs her auxiliary device and stuffs it into a secret compartment in the corridor. She removes the keycard, then destroys the furniture in the corridor with her weapon in an attempt to delay the ascendant. Right as she stuffs the auxiliary device into the secret compartment, the projection disappears. Unable to see what happens next, you can only hear the recorded dialogue from the two of them. Missing something? How did you come out of... Wait, how can I corrupt like you talk? Do I really have to explain everything? Who the hell are you? That doesn't concern you. Since you were investigating under the Ascendant's watchful eyes, you can't walk out of her alive. What's an Ascendant? What do you mean by their watchful eyes? Did you create the tide? Quit asking so many questions. I can't answer them all at once. But one thing is certain. This is Providence. So the world cannot find out yet. With that, you hear the sound of an explosion. Coco screams as the stairs collapse. I accidentally said too much, but it doesn't matter. She's already dead. Lamia sighs and jumps down from the second floor, her scowling fading into the distance. How troublesome. Now I have to chase the other guy who ran away. But I'm sure he hasn't gone far with that injury. Did she say under their watchful eyes? If Washu was here, I wouldn't be surprised if the Ascendant base is nearby. They may have been why Washu was brought here in the first place. Do you really think they're working together? What are you saying, Commandant? You mean what? Shu intentionally leaked the Ascendant's location? It's possible. At that moment, your comms indicate flashes. Hey, looks like we finally reached you. Something wrong? We lost contact for so long I was starting to get worried. Not to mention we detected a large red mass heading straight for you. We thought we were going to lose you. I've been really sick. Lose this too? Yeah, we've already lost contact with a lot of teams due to the poor signal, or because of that red liquid. Can you tell me what's going on? That way I can tell the others to stay clear. Red tide, eh? It's just like you said. Washu most likely let Gestalt discover these coordinates. Since the Ascendants want to use a red tide, their very base moving nearby, we need to give this target highest priority. What's wrong? Worried that changing your attitude will cause issues? No, I also think tracking them should be our priority. Agreed. I'll report the new target to the higher ups. Hopefully those dispatch more people. As you know, with a signal as bad as it is here, it's probably going to be sunset when we hear back. Continue with your mission based on what the others have said. Hawashi is most likely at the Ascendance base. Indeed. Do you need any help where you are before continuing your investigation? That would be great. Alright, I'll dispatch a ship to you to get you. Wait by the hotel window like Cinderella's carriage, waiting for her at midnight. What's the situation with Babylonia? We still haven't received any good news, but at least we haven't heard anything worse. Seems like it's still roughly at the same altitude as when you left. It's slowing rapidly. It's rising slowly, but I can't accelerate for a while, which means that it's still in danger of being targeted around the surface. How about the others? As you know, most of the crew is descending along with you. Those who remained on board are gambling to keep up. Regardless, this has been a slap in the face for some people. Those who got a little too complacent hiding in Babylonia. As long as matters on Earth aren't resolved, I wouldn't be surprised if this happens again. And no one can guarantee that we will be so successful next time. Well, we'll leave what's up there to the higher-ups. We got more pressing matters to do. If we don't solve the problem here, Babylonia will still be in danger. Got it. Bridget smiles brightly, waits to terminate his call. Good. Guess we need to get to work. I'm really struggling to stay awake. I'm really struggling. Just a little halfway there, hetero creature. These corrupted have started to develop a line of tricks. This is the last area to investigate. Hope we can find a clue. Whoops. Something's wrong with this corrupted. Let's knock it out first. What? They hit me? Bro, I'm really struggling to keep awake. Oh my god. Holy shit. Yeah, after I finish going through this second part of Fake Ascension, I'm going to, like, lie down and rest, or go straight to bed, honestly. I don't know. Holy hell. I don't know. It might be just me having a food coma. Because I was feeling completely fine before I ate. Now I'm feeling super dead. If I end up doing like small little pauses here and there as I'm reading the dialogue, or if I'm saying the wrong words, or I'm mixing some words up and stuff, that's me just falling asleep. I'm sorry. Once again, it's not because of the story. I think it's I think it's the food coma. I'm having a food coma on top of me not having a good night's sleep, or not enough sleep from last night. Okay, with your combined efforts, you have defeated the last of them. However, among their familiar mechanical bodies, you find some unfamiliar corrupted. What are these things? Looks like the fused corrupted on the train. Does this have anything to do with the red tide? We still don't have enough intel. Lee, can you use the Spirit of FOS to restore their memory? I'm trying. I can pick up their data, but it can't be deciphered. Are there any other clues? Once we've watched the final segment, this area will be clear. Let's proceed to the next area. At that point, your comms indicator flashes again. Finally, I've reached you. Are you alright? We're fine. I've received Bridget's report. We really should prioritize tracking the Ascendants. Is there anything else to report? Get out of here. You're distracting me from my work. Sorry, I'll be leaving shortly. Why are you two together? We lost contact for so long, I was starting to get worried. I noticed you sent a report to Asimov through the survey channel, so I thought I'd come here to see how it's going. Asimov, we collected some new samples. Good, send them to me. We also found some new corrupted. New corrupted. If you don't mind, Liv? Not at all. After receiving the sample data from Liv, Asimov furrows his eyebrows in contemplation, revealing an expression you have never seen before. He stands up suddenly and runs to the other side of the lab as if searching for something. Then you hear the sound of a cup overturning. I've never seen him this flustered. Looks like it's serious. After waiting for a moment in silence, Asimov returns to the comms with his brows still furrowed. You okay? These bodies. They're starting to show biological signs never seen before and corrupted. Perhaps we should no longer call them corrupted. Based on their composition, it would be more appropriate to call them hetero creatures. They're evolving biologically? Correct. However, based on the intel you sent back, there are still a lot of unknowns. But after breaking down the components of the red tide by their functions, we can determine that it closely resembles the primordial ocean on Earth. So the hetero creatures are born from the red tide. We still can't say conclusively, but given how related they are, it is highly possible. How large is the red tide now? It can already cover an entire city block. We've also used the Spirit of FOS to uncover records of a missing squad. We've only just sent their discoveries back because of the signal issues. According to them, the red tide was more like a red fountain previously, and it was hiding underground. But in just a short amount of time, it turned into a rising tide that could submerge an entire block. Asimov lowers his head and shifts his glance from the report on hetero creature to the information on the missing team. The rate of expansion. You worry that it might cover the entire planet? We can't rule out that possibility, but if we also can't panic just because it's possible. We must investigate further. Aside from this report, do you have any new information on the red tide? There's only one more thing. Well, tell us. While investigating the missing team, we also found out that the red tide can retain the consciousness of the dead. Yes, I saw this information in the report. Whether the red tide is imitating the dead, or it really does retain their consciousness, the situation looks bleak. It means that it can lure unwitting people into the red tide. Lure people into it. Also, it may be able to use the data it collects from their consciousness to evolve its own consciousness and become a real living organism. It's still expanding. It even actively moves to places where corrupted gather to devour them, growing even further. Predatory behavior. However, the corrupted don't completely dissolve, rather, they're dismantled in the red tide. They become parts. If the red tide crashes into humans, they will be hit and maybe even killed by these scraps before they drown. Dismantled into parts? Is it because they can't be dissolved, or? Asimov keeps his unproving speculation to himself before throwing out a question. What do you think the red tide will evolve into? It'll accelerate the spread of the punishing virus while continuing to expand. Expand. Is that all? Is that all? Murray nods. Asimov stops his work and turns to see him smiling by his side. I just received a report from another team. They were stationed further away, and they hadn't had direct contact with the Red Tide, but they spoke with the scavengers nearby. Recently, a large number of corrupted have been gathering in the ruins, where there have been reports of unused supplies. However, no one that ventured into the ruins has ever returned. Who do you think is responsible for this? Could it be the Ascendants? It's highly likely. The scavengers gave a vague description, but early accounts seem to share some resemblance. At this rate, even if Huashu didn't lead us here, we would have investigated this area due to the rumors or the sheer number of teams that would have gone missing here. This means they have a trump card in their hand. Once it matures, they will have something as powerful, if not more, than the Ascendants. Matures? They needed to keep it a secret in the past, but now they're no longer afraid of people spreading rumors of our squads going missing. That could only mean that the trump card is almost ready to be deployed. In other words, although the Red Tide and heroic creatures pose a threat, they can't overpower us anytime soon, and yet they still carry out their plan, which means there must be an even greater threat. I think so too. Now that we have obtained this information, we need to destroy this immature trump card before they can play it. Of course, it didn't take you long to figure it out, Lee. Anyone would have come to the same conclusion with this information. But we don't have enough intel yet. Commander, our Commandant, Lee, please report back if you have any new information. Can you leave my lab first? Alright, no problem. I was just here because you looked anxious from all the news on the Red Tide, so I wanted to coordinate with you on the new information as soon as possible. Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. I appreciate the gesture, but you can sort out the information later and give it to me then. Alright, I'll be going now. Maria nods to Asimov, then waves to the camera. Be careful, everyone. Especially you, Lee. Don't get carried away. Got it. Mary smiles and terminates the call. Hello. I don't know how to say your name, so hi. Hello. But right after that, you see a familiar projection flashes by. What is it, Commandant? I think I just saw Roland. He was chasing a boy. Following the direction of the projection leaving, you see Roland smiling as usual while talking with the boy. Who's the boy? The four of you look at the boy, who stares at Roland angrily and appears slightly injured. They don't look like their companions. Perhaps because they've distanced themselves from the corrupted at the scene, you only see them gesturing in conversation without hearing what they are saying. Suddenly, the boy angrily smashes his fist against the wall, forming a crack in the projected wall. This strength. Looks like the boy is a construct too. The conversation does not appear to be a pleasant one. Despite Roland's dissuasion, the boy runs to the end of the street out of sight of the onlooking corrupted. At this point, the projections disappear. Let's go, Commandant. Oof. Halfway. Plunder and sacrifice. In order to survive, we have to decide what to accept. As difficult to bear as they are, that's the price. My tea. After defeating the corrupted along the way, the four of you finally reach the end of the street. Gather data, then pinpoint Roland and the boy. Acquiring target data, complete. Generating image from data, complete. Using the spear of FOS to display the projections, you see Roland smiling as usual while grabbing the young construct's neck. Huh, can't run anymore. There's nowhere else to run. The corrupted is swarming from behind. You can't take them out alone. He grabs the boy's neck to force him to look back. Even though the corrupted projections have been destroyed, the young construct still continues to look toward the other end of the street in anguish and rage. It appears that while standing there, he must have seen a dire situation with many corrupted blocking their way out. Let me go. You're too weak now. It wouldn't be wise to resist. I don't know what you're talking about. Pressure from his neck suddenly increases. His consciousness and his voice slowly fade. Hurts, doesn't it? Whether it be humans or constructs, life without ascension is so fragile. Let me go. Oh, why do you still insist on resisting? Let me see the answer in your mind. Red current flows through Roland's arm and the hand that is grabbing the boy's neck and surges into his entire body in an instant. As the corruption continues to rise, Roland is able to easily uncover the data within the boy's mind. You. Relax. If you're not careful, I'll tear your mind to pieces. No, don't. I see. You were sold by your mother. Ah, yet another orphan. What? I've seen many others like you, all abandoned. They will be ascended, then saved from the sea of suffering. I don't need saving. It seems that you've been misguided by what you believe is correct. You. Even though Roland's words and corruption have filled the boy with misery, the young construct continues to struggle in resistance. You heard that she came here with other scavengers. Is that not why you applied to conduct a mission here? Are you using this as a way to find your family? But your memories of her were from so long ago. Even if you see her now, you might not even recognize her. Mind your own business. Hearing the boy's response, Roland shows an unsurprising expression of contempt, then throws the boy into the collapsed ruins. Smiling, he slowly walks toward him. What a pity. After becoming a construct, your predecessor who took care of you was rebooted after being seriously injured. She not only lost her memory data, but was also transferred out of here. You were powerless in protecting her. That's why you lost. Without her, the other members will only belittle you. Isn't that right? The young construct clenches his teeth tightly and struggles as the corruption continues to take hold. You have nothing. However, it is because you have nothing that I can give you everything on behalf of the Ascendants. Why protect a group of people who beat you down? Why bother transporting supplies to people who don't respect you at all? Because you are too weak. If you have the power of an Ascendant, no one will dare to look down on you again. Your beloved predecessor wouldn't have forgotten everything from being injured so badly. The power of an Ascendant? Yes. Become an Ascendant. Your hatred is your greatest gift. With your power as an Ascendant, you can wave the blade of revenge against the people you hate. Can I? Really? Of course. How will you do that? Just make it there alive. Roland grabs the young construct's hand and gives him coordinates. With this amount of corruption, I'm afraid. Roland leans down, whispers something into the boy's ear, and pats him on the shoulder. Suddenly, the deadly red current subsides significantly. Do as I say. The young construct stands there, looking at the halo map in hesitation. Hollow. Roland leisurely walks away from the boy, as if appreciating the surrounding destruction. Suddenly, a notification sounds on his comms. I really like the music you make. Thank you. Yes, no problem. I just secured one. Where are you? Looks like I have to help you fill more vacancies. No matter. Those that are capable should be left to bear the burden. That's why the Ascendants around Miss Luna come and go, yet I remain. After terminating the call, Roland's projection smiles and walks away. Next, I guess I should continue looking for seeds, instead of letting those unreliable Ascendant recruits do it. Did he say Ascendant recruits? Well, it was recorded a long time ago, and I doubt that he was talking to the ones who were familiar with that tone. But what did he mean by come and go? Thinking about what Roland said, you shift your gaze back at the boy standing still. I can see the general direction of his holo screen, but it only shows this area. Only he had switched to navigation overview. But the boy does not switch to the navigation overview. Instead, he just lowers his head and walks in the direction indicated on the map. At least we have a general direction. Let's go that way first. I don't know what happened to the boy. If only we could see his record again. Yeah, I'll be looking out too. Are you worried about him? I can't help but pity him. But I also understand that there are countless teams like his. Liv. Liv puts her hand on her chest and clutches her fist. In this world, life and death are a common sight, but I thought I was used to it. It's good that you're not used to it. Life is precious. That's why people choose to hurt and kill one another just to stay alive. But this only makes matters worse. As Liv said, everyone has witnessed many similar tragedies along the way. In order to live a better life, protect those important to them, or compete for military accolades, people bully the weak, plunder resources, and take lives. And they have long reduced qualities like kindness from strength to weakness. However, I still want to believe that there are many other teams with deep bonds like us. Liv's voice is so low that she does not sound convinced. There are teams with deep bonds, but this will bring new problems. Hearing this, Liv lowers her head in sadness. Like Tifa? Yeah, I heard that some constructs wipe their memory in order to prevent something extreme from happening like what happened to Tifa. They wiped their memory. Yeah. They chose to rid themselves of the torturous memories of fallen comrades. In the years of treating the wounded, I have seen a lot of such things. They abandon the memories in order to live. In order to survive, we have to decide what to accept, as difficult to bear as they are. That's the price. The price. Lucia looks at her hand, lost in contemplation. Back then I was prepared to lose my memories because there were more things I couldn't lose. So, this is the price I paid. You had more things to lose? Lucia raises her hand and smiles. Didn't we make a promise? The 4 Grey Ravens will stay together forever. So I need to return to that battlefield. I need to be by your side. You've changed, Lucia? Yeah. How so? In the past, Lucia was like a sharp blade willing to pay any price for a mission, but now there is a gentleness to her, as if she has found a sheath for her sharp edges. Tell her, a blade belongs in a sheath. For me, the Grey Ravens and the Commandant have indeed become where I belong. I'm happy to be with you too. Grey Raven is the one and only home to us all. Although Lee does not say anything, the corners of his mouth raise into a faint smile. Lucia stands next to the three of you. Although her gestures are still very similar to Lotus and Dawn from before, she shows a sign of gentleness. As if aware of your silence, Lucia walks over. What is it, Commandant? You seem more gentle than before. That's because this promise is what I want to treasure and protect. That is why I'll no longer treat myself as only as a weapon. It doesn't matter that I will lose my edge. Now that I have something to protect, I will not stop fighting like a sharpened blade in the sheath. Still, I can't accept. Can't accept what? The fact that I couldn't protect you back then. Thank you. Sighing in relief, she raises her head and her expression returns to normal. Lucia? I will change it for the better. Yes, I believe you. She smiles bitterly, but her eyes shine with hope and conviction. Standing at the base of what appears to be a mountainous feat, she is like a mountaineer, determined to climb the rugged path and reach the distant peak. Commander, I believe that this fight will come to an end too. Even when that day comes, the 4 Grey Ravens will always be together. Indeed, I don't ever want to go through the trouble of changing teams. Really? Shut up. Even though he snaps at you, the corners of his mouth turn into a faint smile. Let's go. Let's change the course of this fight. Roger. Grey Ravens, let's go. Nice. Past and future, please don't hate me. Not long after pressing onward, a familiar figure appears among the projections in the ruins. Is that the boy we just saw? A boy stands on the lofty ruins, looking at the destroyed block. He resembles or corrupted with the amount of broken parts on his body. Looks like he failed to become an ascendant like Roland. The boy stumbles forward in the ruins. His eyes, once full of anger, are now devoid of any semblance of emotion. Even though it is just a projection, he is still entwined with red current. He's already deteriorated into corrupted. But didn't Roland give him an invitation? Why would he let him become a corrupted? Because he was still required to make it there alive. Looks like he failed. The young construct continues to wander the deserted ruins, occasionally looking at the sky and making some mechanical and meaningless gestures. Suddenly, a female scavenger stops by the ruins. Jet? Whether the young corrupted hears a name or simply a loud noise, he turns around and staggers toward the female scavenger. How could you turn into a... She begins to weep and takes out a smooshed piece of bread from her backpack, apparently handing it to the boy. Do you hate Mommy? The boy is unable to respond now that he is a corrupted. But if Mommy didn't hand you that dataless corporation, we would have all starved to death. As she weeps, she becomes more heartbroken, but the boy still does not respond. Instead, he continues to walk slowly toward her. I heard some soldiers say that you were here on a mission, so I wanted to see you again. Saying that, she wept quietly. But how did you turn into this? Well, as mother cries, the boy hobbles toward her like a toddler learning to walk. He steps on the loose brick, then slides down the ruins. Jet! Jet! The female scavenger hurries to help the boy up and hands him the piece of bread. I'm sorry. It's all I have left. You can have it. He opens his mouth like a toddler to eat the bread his mother gives him, but then bites off her hand in the process. The woman unleashes a blood-curdling scream from the pain. One that I will not emulate. I can already feel my throat starting to hurt, so... It seems that she has not noticed, or rather cannot accept that her child has turned into a corrupted. No. Liv's outstretched hand falls helplessly by her side. The four of you know that there's nothing you can do that could change what happened. The female scavenger clutches her severed wrist, then hurriedly gets up to run away. Why do you hate me so much? Mommy just wanted us to survive. I simply chose our best chance of survival. I never meant to abandon you. The woman falls to the ground from the pain in her severed arm. Too weak to stand, she helplessly watches as her son approaches with each step. Mommy, just... He thrusts his hand right through his mother's chest, causing blood to spew out of her mouth. She still fights through the agony to say her last words. Mommy failed you. I wanted to make us a happy family. Unfazed by his mother's last words, the corrupted boy drags his mother down the street as she breathes her dying breaths. Liv remains silent for a moment, then raises her head and looks firmly at the three of you. Let's go. The sooner we put an end to the Ascendants and the Red Tide, the sooner we can prevent something like this from ever happening again. Let's go. You're right. That's the Liv I know. Alright, let's keep going. Man, that's grim. I don't know, man. Just wanted to survive to make us a happy family. You decide to give up your kid. I don't know, man. That's still sad, but come on. Bloodlink. Will I become someone like her? We're almost done searching the area, but we didn't turn up any clues. This is all we can see on the map. Where should we go next? Just when everyone is at a loss, a flustered researcher catches everyone's attention. Excuse me, have you seen this person? She pulls out a picture and asks around the scavengers. You damn fancy folks with your fancy jobs. If you're looking for someone, why don't you go ask your damn watchdogs? Sorry, this is personal. Can't ask security for help. Please, help me. Hearing this, the scavenger squatting in the corner takes the photo and glances at it. Oh, this gal. I can give you the scoop. Well, what's in it for me? The flustered researcher takes out a bag of compressed biscuits from her pocket and hands it to the scavenger. He quickly rips open the bag and swallows them whole. I just saw her go that way. The researcher thanks the scavenger, then runs in the direction he was pointing. He smacks his lips and sneers. I didn't see nothing. Bro, that's scummy. By the look of the scavenger and researcher, this must have happened quite a long time ago. There are no clues that match the key intel here. Should we take a chance? That's so scummy. Following the researcher's projection, you all arrive at a dark alley. We haven't searched this area yet. The entrance is well hidden, looks intentional. See if there are any records here. After inputting the key intel into the Spear of FOS, the researcher reappears in front of you. She has not run down the alley for long before embracing a construct and cries, "Sister!" She found her even though he just pointed in a random direction. Was it because she kept narrowing her search? Family members share a certain bond. It's not that strange. Growing up with someone makes it easier to predict where they'll go. After all, you're familiar with their habits and how they think. Really? I don't have any practical experience in this matter. You don't have any siblings left? I have brothers and sisters, but we're not related by blood. If we did, maybe it would have been better. Blood? Lucy has been separated from her sister for too long. At that moment, the construct in the researcher's arms turns around and gives us a look of surprise. Who are... Oh, you're Leandrin's little sister. Angel, right? Oh, wrong person. It's you. How did you know she's here? Where is she? Why haven't I heard from her for so long? The locator pinpoints her near this area. It's the only reason I found this place. Didn't anyone tell you? She was wounded in battle and switched bodies in order to recover. I saw her go out this morning. Maybe she's on a mission. Does she still remember me? I don't think her memory data was damaged. She said hi to me last night. If you don't feel at ease, just wait for her here. I need to get going. I'm still on a mission. She waves goodbye and leaves. Angel breathes a sigh of relief and sinks to the ground. It seems like she's worried about her sister. And as a researcher, the fact that her sister is a construct? She must have her own reasons. Angel stands up and pats the dirt off her knees. Just as she is about to walk to a nearby bench, her comms ring. Message. Sister? She opens the message in a hurry. The four of you onlookers step forward and look carefully at the words on the screen. Sorry I haven't been in touch with you for so long, Angel. I was wounded in battle a few days ago. When I was at the rescue camp, I saw a winged mechanical angel. He told me about a power known as the Ascension network. Oh no. It's Gabriel. We were both researchers, but when we ran out of test subjects, they used me instead. Since then, I haven't been able to continue with my research. But now I've been presented an opportunity to research the punishing virus, so I've accepted his invitation. Farewell, Angel. I hope we see each other again in this life. After reading the message, Angel staggers backward a few steps and falls to the ground again. The Ascension network? Even though she does not know what she's talking about, she can still sense the danger. Sister, I will find you. I will. Angel stands up, ignoring the dust on her body, turns back, and dials a number in her contacts. It's me, Angel, requesting permission to locate Leandrin. Permission denied, Angel. How many times have I told you? Quit getting involved with your sister. You'll only hinder her in battle. I know it was against your wishes for her to become a construct. Think about your future career. You know what unemployment looks like. Then I won't be around the bush. She's gone AWOL. Do you know where she is now? What? Do you have any proof? Try contacting her. Alright, wait a moment. Shortly after, her comms rings again. I can't reach her. I don't know what happened, but I'm going to dispatch a team to help you look for her. For your sake, I hope she comes back to her senses. After all, your sister is quite an accomplished soldier. You put her talents in high regard. Not long after terminating the call, 3 constructs arrive by car. The car's navigation system clearly displays the coordinates of their destination. Angel enters the car and proceeds en route to their destination, quickly disappearing out of sight. Finally, we found a clue. Looks like they went here. Let's get going, Commandant. On it. But do you think she'll be able to find her sister? If this really is the Ascendant's headquarters, I'm afraid this doesn't look good. Liv clenches her hands and gives a look of sadness. Blood is complicated. When you grow up together, it brings you closer to one another, but in times like this, it also pushes you to the abyss. Blood. This is the second time Lucia says this word. Is she still thinking about what happened to her sister, Luna? Lucia. I'm here, Commandant. Did this topic remind you of something? Yes. I don't understand. Why did Luna become an Ascendant? I heard that she was disposed of after failing to become a construct. Did something happen? Why is she with another me? If she is me, why did she choose to become an Ascendant? Maybe she went through something that you didn't. You mean, the same person with different experiences will make different choices? Different experiences? If they could do it again, if they could live in a gentle environment, they wouldn't have chosen this path, would they? Your choice is proof of that. If only I could know what she went through, I might be able to understand why she made this choice. But Lucia looks up and stretches her hand toward the distant sky. The sun hiding behind the clouds struggles to shine a ray of light between her fingers. If I find out from her memories that all of this is a lie, and that my purpose belongs somewhere else, will I become someone like her? You won't. Are you sure, Commandant? I believe in you. Hearing this, she places her outreached hand on her heart. Her smile shows signs of doubt and bitterness. She and I are the same person. I wouldn't be surprised if we'd make the same decision. Do you really believe in me? Yes, I'm sure she would make the same decisions as you. You mean, if she had the same experiences as I have, she would also be standing here as a member of the Grey Ravens? Your affirmation does little to assuage Lucia of her worries. Confusion of the unknown, the fear of loss, the possibility of parting after uncovering the truth. All these worries cloud her heart, much like the sun above. Whatever happens in the end, I will respect your decision, Lucia. Thank you, Commandant. Lucia nods. Although the worries in her eyes remain, her smile widens faintly. She turns and leads the rest of you to the target location. Her pace continues to be firm in conviction, and, like a raven aimed at its target, she spreads her wings and soars into the cloud-covered sky. Whew. A few more to go. Like 3 more. Continue forward. Carefully, Liv opens the faded cover, and a white petal falls out onto her hand. The 4 of you follow the planned route out of the ruins and into an area interspersed with abandoned factories. I already know the general situation. I'll contact you again if there are any new developments. The signal is unstable. There's no need to worry. I have some acquaintances nearby. They know my brother. If anything happens, they can lend a hand at a moment's notice. As for you, Commandant, you'll have no problem as long as you follow my brother. Acquaintances. You know people that can enter a dead zone? A lot of people went in with the main force this time. I was weird about knowing a few of them. Exploring the ruins takes a lot of stamina with all the heavy protective equipment and safety terminals. That's why Commandants can't operate around dead zones for too long. Lee, make sure the Commandant gets some rest. There's bound to be trouble. The Commandant needs to be at peak performance to make sure nothing bad happens. Murray smiles and says goodbye to the 4 of you, then terminates the call. We've been fighting for quite some time now. You should rest up, Commandant. I can keep going. Commandant? Liv looks sad, but she does not say anything, so you continue onward. With the warm afternoon sun on your backs, the remains left behind by the red tide emit the same peculiar gazes, surrounding you on all sides. The crumbling buildings nearby form a concrete forest, reaching into the low clouds, limiting their visibility. In the shadow of the abandoned factories, there is a pile of crates of varying sizes, most of which show signs of being rummaged through. I wonder if those crates contain any clues. As she keeps moving, Liv examines the crates stacked on the side of the road. This area has already been picked clean by scavengers. I doubt there's anything of value here. Scavengers rummage for supplies, but clues will be left in their tracks. Hey, what's this? Liv runs up to the crates beside her and returns with a book. The book appears to have been hidden in the crates, and its pages were specially preserved. Even then, the book has deteriorated over time. It seems like the pages will rip out with little effort. It's a book, the predecessor to ebooks. I've heard that people in the Golden Age would restore ebooks into physical copies that were sold for nostalgia or collection. Looks like it's one of those physical books. Before you continue onward, book in hand. While Lucy continues to look around, she glances at the book in Liv's hand, seemingly interested. What's in the book? Is it a clue? Carefully, Liv opens the faded cover, and a white petal falls out onto her hand. It's a pear blossom? It's been flattened. I don't know if it's real or not. She carefully puts the petal back and reads the title of the book. Cardman Rider Genesis? Liv quickly skims through it and conveys the story to the rest of you. Based on her description, the story is about the fate of a young man who uses the power of cards to shapeshift and save the Earth from aliens with the help of his companions. By the look of the content, there's nothing that can be used as a clue. At least it was an interesting read. I feel that it's great to be able to trust and fight side by side with your companions, not just in the story, but in real life as well. Same here. I'm really glad to have met you all. Liv nods and carefully turns the book to the last page. On the inside of the back cover, she sees a beautifully written note. Earth has been stricken with innumerable disasters, and time has washed every one of them away. Live for tomorrow, because all will pass. To Shrek. To Shrek? Any disaster will eventually subside, so we must keep fighting. We maintain hope as we wait for a better tomorrow. Liv silently recites the note as she rubs the white lining of the page with her fingertips. Suddenly, as if she notices something, she holds the book in front of her and carefully confirms her suspicions. Hey, looks like something's been covered up with repair glue. She puts the book up to the sunlight, trying to see what's under the glue. Anything? Lucy leans over to Liv and sees a line written in messy handwriting under the patch. Don't scribble those lies on a book for me. Who the heck still believes in hope on this forsaken planet? I'm sorry, it doesn't look like a clue. Liv makes an apologetic face and places the petal back into the book. It's okay. We just came across it anyway. It might not be a clue, but it seems like it was cherished by its owner. Mind if I put it back? Go ahead. It's not that far back. Liv nods, then quickly runs back to where she found it. I'm back. Alright, let's go. Hopefully we can find some leads along the way. After all, we're likely to encounter ascendants up ahead. It'd be nice to have some more intel. You're right. Commandant, when you were up against the ascendants. The other three look over anxiously, as if not wanting to recall their so-called vacation. Relax, I still plan on cashing in on retirement. Save that sort of talk for when we return safely to Babylonia. The four of you fall into an awkward silence. I'm not sure if this counts as a clue, but... Liv looks around at the surrounding area, lost in contemplation. What is it? I've been here before. Really? You've been here before too? You too, Lee? I recall passing through here on a survey mission, but that was when I was still with Corona. Now it's been a while for me too. Is it something from your past, Liv? It was before I was a construct. Back when I was a medic, I was ordered to come rescue people here. Liv points to the southeast. Over there. But I'm sure it's already completely destroyed. At the time, our retaliation forces were overrun by corrupted. Most of the soldiers were ordered to evacuate. That would have led to even more casualties. I stayed behind to heal the wounded until the constructs arrived. But seems like this place has left quite an impression. Has it? It really has. It was because of that incident that I became a construct. That has allowed me to help more people, like what I'm doing now. And because I helped everyone, I was able to join the Grey Ravens and be with you all. But I'm surprised Lee came here on a mission as well. What about you, Lucia? Have you been here before? If that's the case, then I think fate has brought us together. When asked this question, Lucia lets out an awkward expression. This place seems familiar, but I can't recall why. Maybe you lost some of your memories when you changed frames? Back then? No, I already checked. Lucia's mind didn't suffer any memory loss, and her memory data was stable. Lucia didn't lose any of her memories when she was transferred into the plume frame. Maybe it's just deja vu? Deja vu? You probably have been somewhere similar. That's why you think it looks similar. But I don't have any memories from a place like this. Maybe you lost some memories before you transferred into the plume frame? Think now's the time to tell her? Thinking over this issue, Lucia opens her mouth hesitantly. Well, now that I think about it, some of my memory is a bit hazy and abnormal. That was with the former Grey Ravens before I met you all. She sighs softly, unsure of how to continue. Lucia? You tell Lucia about what Hassan and Asimov said before you all left. You mean they have hidden a memory from me? I can authorize you to access the memory. Lucia lowers her head in contemplation for a moment. I trust your decision, Commandant, but we should prioritize the mission. Time is of the essence. Also, I still have some things I need to confirm. That's fine, Lucia. Don't worry about whether or not you've been here with others before knowing the Commandant. From now on, the four of us will be on missions together. Alright, thanks. I'm not worried about this, but you're right. No matter what happens in the future, the Grey Ravens will always be together. Full of thorns. There are more traps ahead, so be careful. Take a drink of this tea. Walking along the designated route, the four of you walk cautiously among the dilapidated ruins. This place is completely different than what I remember. How long has it been? Really? For me, this place feels more and more familiar, but I can't remember why. Maybe you came here too, Lucia. Maybe even more recently than me. Does this have anything to do with my suppressed memory? Lucia lowers her head as she contemplates the problem. Watch out! Liv stops her right as she is about to step on a loose stone tile. Looks like there are still traps here. Lee briefly steps on the random stone tile, causing the broken tile to fall into a pit. Looking down into the pit, you see that the bottom is covered with red spikes. If someone had stepped on that, they would have fallen onto the spikes. There's no way around the collapsed road. Let's find some materials to build a makeshift bridge. Sorry, I was being careless. Looks like there are still traps all over the road. We need to be careful. You're right. Be on the lookout for supplies so we can use to get around the traps. Let's go, Commandant. We were here. I would still have some foolish hope had that never happened. You input the data on the Ascendants into the Spear of FOS, this time generating the projections of Alpha and Lucia. Or Alpha and Luna. What are they doing here? We're approaching the Ascendant's base. It's not that surprising to see their projections. Next up probably won't be their projections, but the real deal. Let's go check it out. Who knows, we might be able to collect intel. The four of you quickly approach the projections of Luna and Alpha. Had you not known who they are, you would have assumed they are two ordinary sisters going for a walk. You're finally by my side, sis. She smiles at the other projection, but the latter remains silent. Do you want to know why I became an Ascendant? I do. In the beginning, I just wanted to live. But in order to see you again, in order to survive, something changed. They only saw me as a threat that needed to be destroyed. Once I was labeled a threat, it wasn't so easy to live. It came at a cost. Wasn't that the same for you, sis? Hearing this question, Alpha stares at the palm of her hand in disgust, then clenches her fist as if to crush something. Lucia frequently makes this gesture, but she is far more gentle, as if to hold on to something precious. Do you want to go back? I would still have some foolish hope that, had that never happened. What happened? This is where they... Oh, yeah. Bummer interlude. With an expression of disgust, Alpha reaches out to the distant stun. This resembles the same action Lucy did before, but is fundamentally different. Unwilling to recall the memory, she furrows her eyebrows and disappears into the distance with Luna's projection. The four of you follow them for a short distance until you see the projection of Lucia Lotus among them. So I really did. I've been here before just like everyone else. Time and war have ravaged this area, dealing irreparable damage to the land. However, a sense of familiarity still remains to give the three of them a sense of nostalgia. This was where my suppressed memory took place. Want to have a look? I would still have some foolish hope had that never happened. Recalling Alpha's words, Lucia is silent for a moment. I'm really grateful to be with everyone. Even if this grateful feeling, according to the other me, comes from my ignorance of the truth. But now, no matter what I was born to do, I'm sure your conviction and tenderness would steer me once again in the right direction. Yes, I'm sure of it. She reaffirms herself quietly. Before the gap in my memory, I was a member of the previous Grey Raven team. That was before the three of you were part of the Grey Ravens. Even without Luna by my side, I was still committed to fighting for Babylonia, for humans and my friends, just like I am now. But something happened during that gap in my memory, causing Alpha to walk down the path she's on. That's why I can't give you my promise. I can't imagine what will happen after I remember. But the Lucia I know doesn't like to run away. Yes. Also, I told you. No matter what happens, I respect your decision. Commandant. She looks up. Her smile returned. Then let's get going. Let's go see what happened to me. Oh, reliving the memory. The rest have been drawn off. We've just got this riot left, right? Affirmative. Take down the riot model before Hero comes back, then sweep and clear all corrupted elements. 5 by 5. Let's go, Mural. Go right, I'll go left. God damn it, every time. Oh. Got it. What a naughty thing. Hurry and finish it off, Lucia. Can't move while holding it here. The enemy can easily target us. Lucia, strike the final blow. Understood. Hold up. How is this thing still moving? Must be the punishing virus. Records indicate that the virus has rewritten and repaired its hosts before. Which also means that our attacks are working. Keep up the good work. I'll send you to your end. Who's there? Merle? Shun? My invert device. Damn it. Riot is going to break free. Be careful, facing Riot alone. I see. All I remembered was the electronic shackle and Riot had somehow disappeared. I didn't know I was the only one left. But that's okay. I'll take it on by myself, just like what I did last time. No, you won't. No, Lucia, you have us now. Can't maximize the efficiency if you fight alone while there are teammates around. Thank you. I don't have to fight alone anymore. Nothing can break Grey Raven apart. Swallow, what? Okay, I hit it. God damn it. These attacks come out so quick. I can't react fast enough. Like that. Laser. What? Dude, every time with the shotgun blast. That, dude. These attacks happen so fucking quick. Dude, come on, man. There we go. Ugh. Ugh. Alright, last one. Shattered shards. It's up to you to decide when to let Lucia get that memory back. The riot in front of you lets out a strange roar, then returns into remains like before. It's abnormal for Commandant to not respond. Muro, Shun, we're pulling out. I remember saying that before, but the projections then fill in the blanks in Lucia's memory. Lucia, go. I'm worried. The Commandant is also in danger. After all, we only just escaped. How could I leave you here? She goes to Muro and Shun, trying her best to carry one of them first. At that moment, the long disconnected former Commandant finally contacts her. Lucia! He gasps for air as if he's just been through an arduous battle. Commandant, Muro and Shun are seriously wounded. I need support. We can't. I know it's cruel to say this, but leave them there. I've been ambushed. Get over here and provide backup. I can't abandon our comrades. Don't worry about us. Shun and I can transfer our memories. We'll see you again in no time. And retransfer? But that technology is still... Don't worry. We might lose some memories, but we'll be fine. Shun forces a smile under unbearable pain. Lucia! Get back here ASAP. We don't have much time. Lucia's projection grits her teeth, showing a sign of reluctance as she leaves her fallen comrades. Don't look so dismal. We'll see each other in our new frames. Okay, don't break your promise. Two of them on the ground struggle to give her a thumbs up, watching Lucia leave. If we keep laying here, we'll become corrupted, won't we? Memory transfer takes time. Hold on a little longer. Panting, the projections fade over time, finally disappearing where they lie. Remember anything? Lucia shakes her head. Even though she saw her projection, she still cannot recall any relevant memory data in her mind. But seeing them there confirms what the Commandant said about the incident. It really did happen here. Hassan said. Now that her friend contains data from Alpha, maybe it's time she has her full memories back. Nicola withheld part of it at first out of concerns. He believed doing so would benefit our ongoing fight. But that only solves our immediate problem. The longer it's held back, the easier Lucia gets lost in confusion and doubt. I believe her bond with the Grey Ravens can keep her from crossing that line. I sent an access key to your terminal. It'll allow you to use the Sphere of FOS to access Lucia's deep mind. That's where Alpha's memories are locked. You should know what that means. It's up to you to decide when to use it. Now that Lucia has accepted the first half of this memory, maybe you can give her permission now. Lucia, you... Just as you try to persuade her, you receive an emergency notification in your comms. Any issues? Nothing so far. I noticed that you've been in the same location for a while now. I was worried you were in danger. We're just having rest. Alright, but time is of the essence. The red tide is incoming. Evacuate the premises immediately. Bridget should be nearby. She should be able to give you a ride. Now is not the time. After receiving this information, without further ado, you terminate the call and quickly proceed to the designated entrance. Alright, there we go. That actually took a little bit longer, but... One of these was like a lot of talking. Or actually like 2 or 3 of these had a lot of dialogue. There we go. But that's both parts of Fake Ascension. Now there's 3 and 4, part 3 and 4, Shadow Companion, Dark Reflections. Which I will do another time. Speaking of which, one thing I wanted to mention too is that I know that this Friday is going to be an update for the game, because right here, the Black Rock Shooter event's coming up this Friday. Actually, it's saying it's Thursday right now. That's weird. Huh. Well, regardless, it's gonna happen. It's going to the Black Rock Shooter event's coming up. Now, I don't know if it's going to be similar to like the Nier stuff, where the story in this event is going to be like canon. Because if it is, then, well, damn. I guess like I'll be getting really ahead of myself. Or it might be like the event records here, like these. Which I don't think so, because these seem to be reserved for like New Year's and Chinese New Year's or whatever. So I don't know. Floating? What's floating record? That's something else too. Also, I just realized as well, I don't see, what's it called? What is it called? Untold Naraka or whatever? The Nier Automata event anywhere here? I don't see it. Unless, no, it's not here anywhere. Interesting. I guess it's like one of those limited time events where you just cannot get it again. Interesting. Way more limited time than I thought it would be. Okay. Well, we'll have to see. Because I don't know what specific time that this game will have maintenance, or when the patch will happen for Black Rock Shooter. It says it's happening on the 20th, this Friday, and normally I do stream on Fridays. Because I'm doing the whole 2 Divinity, 2 PGR streams thing, pattern. I'm not entirely sure if the PGR stream will happen on Friday. I'm really not sure. If I'm able to act, I need to be able to see what time the maintenance happens for PGR. I need to be able to see. Of course, what I could do instead is like stream tomorrow, PGR tomorrow instead, and then Friday I can take a rest. I could just do that instead. But I don't know. We'll just have to see. So, if you'll know when I put up a scheduled stream for it. Alright. So far, with Fake Ascension, not bad. I'm liking it. I'm liking it quite a bit. Eden Fallen was pretty cool. Deserted Tide was really nice. It's a lot more dialogue stuff in Deserted Tide, but a lot of it's kind of like seeing the past records, past projections and stuff of various people and whatnot. Getting the sort of idea of what the Ascendants are trying to do and stuff. Which is fine to me. Just a lot of reading. And I do apologize for like being super tired in the middle of that, like dozing off randomly at some parts. Like I sometimes get that. Like it's happened before on stream, on previous streams. So hopefully it doesn't do that again the next time I stream this. Which I will repeat. I'm not sure if it'll be tomorrow or on Friday. If I do stream this tomorrow, it'll be finishing up Fake Ascension. But if I do stream on Friday, it'll probably be me going through the Black Rock Shooter event. We'll just have to see. We'll just have to wait and see. Alright. In any case, that will be it for me for tonight. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for chilling with me. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you are in the world. Take care, stay safe, drink plenty of water, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. I need to let my voice get some rest. And I myself want to get some rest too, because man, tired as heck. Again, for the last time, it's either tomorrow I stream or Friday I stream. I need to know at what time maintenance happens. I could always check on Twitter, I think, the PGR official Twitter account. Because it doesn't seem to say anywhere here in game about when it's going to happen, about when maintenance is happening. So, just wait until then. Alright. Again, thank you for watching, and again, I hope you enjoyed the stream. Alright. See you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.